แล้วมองพอพยามองเข้ามาแล้วจังหวะนี้พอพยาเข้ามา
有一点问题啊，跟桑 Sister 要揉点，但是 IF 居然老揉点，
一定是看跳伞的一个技巧的，直接拿枪出来打，
全是没枪的，
对方喷子连子弹都还没有换好，
哎呀，
暴揍啊！这是桑 Sister 做個名打xuống xe một tình huống bom mắc sẽ diễn ra giữa Sa Bao cùng với các thành viên ở bên phía DIC. Admin rất nhanh đến từ đội DIC. DIC đã bắt 2 người và có vẻ chỉ còn là một mình anh quân Mondi ở đây thôi. Giờ thì Sa Bao làm gì? Tiếp tục đổi mạng tới từ vị trí anh quân. Rất loạn đến từ các thành viên ở bên phía DVZ cũng như là đội của DIC và quả nét rất đẹp tới từ vị trí của em. 지금
자 하세요.
이거 못 볼 가능성도
하세요.
있어요. 못 볼 가능성도 있어요. 엔투스
그러나!
와 날렸어. 와.
하나 더.
그러니까 개수만. 젠지. 야.
哎，这波开到人家脸上去了，直接切座位跳车想反打，哇！德文，
จะโป่งเข้ามาในหลุมเดี๋ยวดูว่าให้จอดชนมาตรงนี้แล้วลงมาไม่ไหวแล้วครับดูเขาเจ้าแมนเก็บ
우와 슛 가요. 혹시라도 우와. 슈퍼플레이.
打掉第一个，这是一个前枪，慢动作，
And now it's getting back off, but Gemty, he can't make it count when it matters. And now Vascu left to find 2. He gets the tag on 1, but now he's down to almost no bullets. I think he's only got 20 in that 1 mag, and that's it. And then he's over to the mini, and well, what can you do with that? 17 bullets, 2 kills to find. It'd be a miracle for Vascu, but he's trying his best. Anything he has would be valuable here. He's considering, is it time for the blue? Can I do any damage? Oh my word, 5 bullets is all he's got to play with, and he's done it!
Hi, this is your PUBG Sports Guide, Annie, of Weekly PCS. PCS Charity Showdown finally kicked off last week. Hope you guys enjoyed events. I can describe the last week of PCS Charity Showdowns, and it was the rebellion of underdogs. Strong teams, as well known, kinda struggled from all APAC, Asia, and Europe regions since unexpected teams topped the list. APAC region made a start of PCS Charity Showdown on May 14th. Myth, consisting of Thailand superstars, got on the top for the first day, showing off their strong performances. On the second day, Archangel Predator, the only team from Philippines, showed their strength from a tremendous rise. Archangel Predator played PUBG professionally since 2018 and did pretty well in regional leagues, but they had no chance to compete in global events. However, they showed their strong performances and possibility in the global scene, earning 68 points with 3 chicken dinners in one day from their first global event. Division X Gaming and Golden Cat ranked 2nd and 3rd are chasing tight with the stable performances on both days. They have very tight points gaps in each other. The current leaderboard will fluctuate for sure. Please watch this week's game to see if Archangel Predator maintains its place or the new contender arises. A lot of PUBG Sports fans expected PCS Asia Charity Showdown would be the most competitive region. Korea and China especially are always strong in global events, and 3 teams are from PGC top 4 teams. To our surprise, 2 teams from the first time of participating in global competitions took the first and the second in PCS Asia Charity Showdown Day 1 and 2. First, Team Kursan finished first on the first day, winning the very first chicken dinner. Everyone was surprised because the team wasn't classified as a strong team. But what's more surprising is that Team Kursan is an amateur team consisted of office workers and students. The second day was Tiamba, and Tiamba. All 4 members were fragging out, scoring 79 points for 2 chickens. Shockingly, it is their first time in global competition. However, their strong performance originated from winning various third-party events in China. They also ranked in third from the latest PCL. Gen G, one of the strongest teams in PUBG esports, seemed having a hard time on the first day after the fight over South George against Tiamba Gaming. However, they could come back with the stable performance as usual on the second day, showing various super plays. Even though they had no chicken yet, we all know that Gen G always explodes at the end. 134 points with 85 kills in 10 matches? This is indeed a remarkable record. Will there be a dramatic reverse in day 3 and 4? Well, sports have no script, so let's see how it goes on PCS Asia Charity Showdown this week. The PCS Europe Charity Showdown kicked off with the group stage last Friday. Omakin Sports won the first chicken and took 82 points on the first day. Even on the second day, they showed decent performances and finished up to the first with 125 points total. Even though they've performed well in early 2020, like in GLL, they couldn't make it to PCS Berlin. However, they've bolstered their roster by adding GemT, so PCS Charity Showdown could be their turning point. Tempest, who earned the spot by winning EU West qualifiers, finished second with 118 points, winning 4 chicken dinners. Europe's top dog, FaZe Clan, finished first on their first day, but seemed to slow down the next day. However, in the final match, they won 18 kills chicken and finished third with 115 points. What a FaZe Sunday! There will be a group stage week 2 this week. We will see which teams will advance to the final. 16 teams are finally all set for PCS North America Charity Showdown, which starts this week. Along with 8 teams who made it to PCS Berlin Americas qualifiers, the rest of the 8 teams were decided through the round of 16 qualifiers last weekend. PCS North America Charity Showdown will be held for 4 days from May 21st, so don't miss it. Here's the broadcasting schedule for the second week of PCS Charity Showdown. PCS Charity Showdown for all regions will be provided with English broadcasts through Play Battleground Twitch and PUBG Esports YouTube channels, and also various languages in each regional channel. So stay tuned! I'll be back with the next weekly PCS. Bye!
Get a kill here, shall we? Oh, I would love to see it, Memo. Do it. Do it. No way!
폭감 3킬. 폭감은 3킬. 폭이 없죠, 근데. 자, 하지만 나는 근접 최고의 스페셜리스트 언더다. 간다. 와. 오! 1루. 와! 오제 멘토스.
É contra o seu parceiro de equipe, Memel, Nandinho.
A granadinha.
Olha a granadinha do mistério. Tacou. O quê? Lá em cima. O quê?
A little bit more time to develop here in El Azhar than the one did in Montego, but KJ got
Great angle for KJ to hold, knowing full well that over to his west, he's gonna get another big plays here coming from Sadie's to Noardra, but they are absolutely dominating. They get another one.
さあこちらはエレメンツ36移動中ではありますがどうだHello どうだ
와! 킴보니! 90픽! 설마요? 와! 킴보니! 자, 일단 HVZ já avistou primeiro, tá metendo. Toma cuidado, avistou primeiro, meteu bala, já conectou. Acertou o MG1, tá quase pegando o Magnata. Nossa, que bala! Pegou o Magnata e agora são 2 jogadores somente da equipe 14. Agora olha o Senna, tá metendo bala ali. Foi pra bala. Quem que ia cabecear a bala, Nandinho?
Era ele mesmo.
Era ele? Então tá aí, HVZ Na cabecinha!
中招漂亮 ，This is 鱼刃，nice，double kill。
Yet been able to find their entry into this circle wildcard. Oh, sharp shot! You see swapping Sarbagan into the back seat of the buggy onto his butt and spraying down onto.
이쪽에 NN이 맞춰거든요.
자, 기절을 못 시켰는데 고각수류탄
바로 못 시켰어요.
NN 고각수류탄.
자 위로. 오우.
NN.
자 이제 하나
와.
슈퍼 플레이 나오네요.
진짜 울트라.
You guys remember that Carnage had just a second ago? They're about to have some company as vehicles just come rolling. No, Pudgy! What? He lived somehow, some way. It's a little shot. This is chaos incarnate. Microphone gets taken out of
厉害，这个厕所里面有人，但是他不知道一个飞身进去。
哎呀，好痛！这种角度真的很痛。
关键是他还是背着进去的，这是倒车入库。
对刺达人国良，
最后他
兄弟又来一个，补吗？一手扔到底，
补的话，
没子弹了，还有12发，哇！
啊，第三个人呢？
你在干什么呀？
여욱 선수가 좀 혼자 남아있고 여기 살리고 연막적으로 소리 들렸죠 방금? 여기 있나요? 지금 불편한 동물을 가든
아니 이거
올랐어요.
Have the numbers, which is starting to come back down the side. And Stacy's just holding the angle. He does go down from some good shots from McCoy. He jumps out of the building. His grenades go through. He spins back around on his angle. Steps around back behind him. Picks up another one. All right, McCoy. I see what you're working with. Happy birthday to you. And he picks up on 4.
I'm trying to throw the pan. They're trying to pan him. They're actually trying to pan him. They got him! H3 got him!
I'm going to die. With still having the main island having a little bit of control on there, a couple of these guys can make their way through and they'll find himself getting knocked from.
It's really interesting because, yeah, actually, like, the Team Liquid guys, super nice dudes. A grenade up to Highwind. Highwind, the hero, but right on top of him.
来看一下这边3名成员不比推进面对 Harry 的架枪，直接打第一支、第二支，掉第三支，也串漂亮。什么东西啊
Well, he's gonna have to work his way forward. They're next to each other. He's actually just gone around him. Gaxi, turn around. He's behind you. They have no idea how close they are right now. Gaxi is a centimeter away.
What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the PUBG Continental Series Asia Charity Showdown. The final day begins now. I'm Paper Thin, joined once again with me is Bench, and we are ready here for this grand finale. Though the writing seems to be on the wall in this one, there's still quite a bit to play for. Tianba seems to be insurmountable. Their lead quite far ahead. They have as many kills as the second place team has points. This is absolutely insane, Bench.
Yeah, Tiamba scored 177 points in total, which of those 111 points were just from kills, which is equal to the second-ranked team Curzon has made in the total tournament up to day number 3. So, God, like, what kind of point gathering is that? They've been just killing everyone they're meeting up to.
It's nuts. Never seen anything like this.
No.
You guys got to be paying attention to this because nothing like this has happened in PUBG esports at an international stage like this, in a lobby like this that is so stacked with so many great teams here. It's just incredible. So can't wait to see if they can continue today or if somebody's going to try to put them down a bit. Now they're pretty significantly ahead of all the other teams.
66 points.
66 points. It would take something like we've never seen before for somebody to catch up and do it. Now Curzon had a great first week. On Friday, it was not so good for them.
On the first week, they had first place, third place, first place, third place on the very first day. And the second day as well, they were picking a couple chickens, I believe. But coming into the first day of the second week, which happened to be this Friday, their performance was not so great. I think they earned maybe like 9 points maximum up top. So their performance in comparison to what they have performed past week was not so great.
Yeah, so it seems like maybe kind of that hot streak that Curzon had found might be falling apart a little bit. That being said, they had a magnificent 10 first games, so therefore they can probably end up pretty high in the standings regardless. So what I'm looking at is kind of that fight over second place. I still think anybody that's in, 20, 30 points of Curzon for sure has a shot to make it into that second place position. LYG, Genji, a lot of really good. Element Mystic is up there. A lot of really, really good teams still hanging out up there. So definitely something to be had there. Just a reminder, I'm a little off kilter because I have a knee problem, so I have to prop my knee up over here. So if I look a little funny, it's not because I'm chilling. It's not because I'm relaxed. I am far from it.
Technical difficulties you have a little bit here.
With my actual body, not like so
cyborgs.
Yeah, I know. I'm waiting, and I got surgery on Friday, so I'm really excited about that. But so this one, I think a lot of it, what I'm going to be focusing on today is kind of not Tianba. Tianba, if somebody starts to make a run at them, then we'll kind of get focused on it. But if Tianba puts up like 10 points in like all these games, they've basically done it. I think the most points I've ever seen in 5 games is somewhere between 70 and 80 points. So it's going to take an absolute miracle day from somebody to come through and do it.
So Tianba, they have to average 2 kills a game, and they can just go out in the 16th place, and nobody can steal this place. But we're going to be looking at the leaderboard here. Curzon coming in second with 111 points. Elemental Mystic, only Korean team that's surviving on the leaderboard, 97 points, coming up 4th. And Detonation Gaming White, top 4 Japan, coming in 9th place. So yeah, like Sun Sisters, I don't know what's happening to them, but they've just not had their days, I feel like.
Yeah, Sun Sister does very, very well in the Japanese lobbies. They've really found their groove in navigating those situations. But what I think Detonation Gaming White has over them at an international stage is their fragging ability.
Right.
Detonation Gaming White, we've seen them put up 10+ kills in multiple rounds. We haven't seen that from Sun Sister at all. Sun Sister relies on positioning and making good decisions, whereas Detonation Gaming White will fight you toe-to-toe and do pretty darn well.
Right. But we're going to be seeing more cameras and the mouse cams of the Korean players since we're leeching off the Korean stream. We're piggybacking off of them. So, yeah, that's going to be that. But if you do scroll down a bit, you can find the donation button down below where if you have a couple cents laying in your PayPal account, please do donate. It's going to be donated with the money. That's going to be donated through the Asian Charity Showdown prize as well. So it's going to be added on top of that.
Yeah, and it's starting to feel like maybe Tianba is going to get to pick their charity of choice. We'll find out. As we've still got 5 games to play. Anything can happen. Will somebody try to hot drop Tianba just to try? I don't know. Is Genji going to go into South George when we get to Erangel? Of course, we're starting with 3 Miramar today, then 2 Erangel. So is Genji going to go back to South George on Erangel today to just try and regain their footing because they abandoned it, went to Milta Power? That's one of the big stories I'm going to be following today.
If they do decide to hot drop on top of Tianba on South George, that's probably from if they do earn enough points in Miramar, then I think there's a good possibility that Genji would, be like, okay, you guys tried to screw us. We're gonna screw you guys now. We're gonna put you in the second place. But that all depends on how they perform in the first 3 maps of Miramar, so we'll have to take a look for that. But nonetheless, for Gen G, it's not been a great competition coming through the first 3 days of Asian Charity Showdown. I feel like they did place themselves in the top 4, but as you can see, they don't have any chickens. They don't have any wins in their hands, so hopefully, you know, they can gather up those wins coming into the final day of today's competition. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think for Gen G, you can't. You're in 8th place right now coming into this. I don't think you can really be happy with that. You got to come through here, have a very big performance. You were the best team in the world. You, in theory, improved your roster by picking up Aqua 5 and Enonix since PGC last year. So they have to come through. I feel like they have to have a big day today. They have to get at least 1 chicken dinner. They have to show that they still belong here. And, of course, they want to get one of those automatic qualifiers to the next PCS event now. So we only know as we are getting into match number 1 here on the final day. I just want to go back to this. We only know that what we know for sure is that 3 teams from Korea, the top 3 teams, do get an automatic bid into the next PCS event. But we don't know for sure how it's working for the other regions. We haven't gotten confirmation on any of that yet. We're working to try to get that for you guys. But we know for Korea, the top 3 Korean teams, no matter where they place, they could be the bottom 6 teams. I don't know. But as long as, you know, in your region, those top 3 teams get to move forward.
That's why I feel like Gen G has decided to move out from South Shores and take the safer route towards Multipower, was because, okay, like, on top of this PCS Asia Charity Showdown, there is a lot on the stake as well. Of course, you have mentioned that the seat rights to the next PCS event is on the line too, right? So instead of risking that, might as well let's just go to Multipower and hopefully take the top 3 places on the leaderboards for the Korean teams, so they can definitely secure the spot. But the playing path is not gonna be an extreme one. It's gonna be quite normal, I would say. And I'm hoping once again the circle drops to a city ending too. Once again, just like last
We've
day.
had enough of those already, Ben.
We had a Pozo ending. We had a kind of a Los Leones finish last day as well. So where are we going this time? Picado or Impala? What do you say?
Yeah, sure. Why not? We saw Impala near Impala the other day. I believe it was in NA or EU. One of the two. I was watching them. I get them mixed up. I've been. My sleep cycle's been a little messed up. Now that I have to prop my leg up on a bunch of pillows to sleep at night because I have to keep my leg elevated. So my sleep cycle's been a little off kilter as the circle is going hard south. Probably not. You know. This is going to be wild. Usually these types of circles end up to the southwest of Los Leones, kind of in that general vicinity. We'll see exactly where it goes. Now, in the past, these have been Griffin circles. These have been, when I've watched a lot of the Korean League, these have been circles that Griffin can take advantage of because they love the high ground. They can work the high ground very well around the southern part of this map. Are they going to be able to do that in this lobby? I haven't seen them be able to control territory like they normally can.
Yeah, Griffin's performance has been not so great as well. We did observe a couple of fights they picked up. They were able to capitalize off of like 4 points, 5 points, but in the end, like, they just couldn't place themselves in like the top 6, top 5 of the match. So it's kind of unfortunate. So hopefully, like, now the circle is given to them as well. In a sense, as you've mentioned, they have better performances in these kind of circles where the terrain is up high, rise, and whatnot. So, you know, hopefully they can rotate in, and hopefully they can stand their ground, find a decent place to take shoots out of the teams as well. But we're gonna be looking over towards Tiamba. They're gonna be locationed right outside of Impala as well. Not the best farming spot, I would say, but if the circle is down south, shifted hard, then their rotation is gonna be a quite easy one, I would say.
Oh yeah. It's, you know. There's nothing wrong with Impala in a way. You kind of spread out outside of it. You could put 2 in the city and then a couple around the outsides, and you're fine. And then you rotate usually around that easternmost road. You either go south along it or north along it, depending on what's happening. A lot of teams kind of starting to like Impala a little bit because it is kind of the gateway to the east, so to speak, where teams have to come through either the north or the south of it, and you can set up traps. We saw this yesterday. Tianba did this. They set up a trap. Was it Detonation Gaming White? I believe they caught in transition. Speaking of, they might be in trouble a bit again, as Lin took a few shots, nothing connecting. But so Impala's nice because you can kind of control the eastern side of the map. There's really not many roads other than that one that runs along the coast.
Right. And that, like, the position of Impala, I would say in Erangel would be Lipovka, just in a sense, because like, if the players do rotate through boats, then they will have to pass through the coastline of Lipovka. And if you do control the hill, like just in front of Lipovka, then you can control a pretty good chunk of the map, since the hill, you can take a look down towards Prison, you can take a look down towards Mansion, and all of those. So that gives you a lot of a sight bonus, I would say, but we're going to be looking over towards Team Quadro. Quadro, though, they've been performing quite consistently on the first week and coming to the third day as well. I think they were picking up good points as well. But they have to step a little bit much, just a little bit more from just being consistent, because now's the time. Right now, of the top of the 6 Korean teams, Elemental Mystic is the first, Quadro second, Gen.G's third, and Griffin is fourth. And what this means is, if Griffin and Gen.G steps their game up hard coming to the final day of today, Quadro may lose their spot for the seeding rights. So that I would say is one of the points that Quadro have to take a look upon, and hopefully they can take a chicken dinner or something. You never know.
For sure. I think Quadro's very capable. I've been very pleased with how Quadro's performed in this tournament. I think the one thing I've always worried about with Quadro is consistency. In the Korean leagues, Quadro has been boom or bust for a long time. Finally, now it seems like they're kind of getting everything put together. A big part of this is getting Renba on the team. He's been playing very well for them. Yowick's play calling has gotten much better on top of all of it in game. So I think I'm very pleased so far with how Quadro has played. I'm expecting them to kind of keep doing more of the same. If Renba starts popping off for Quadro, watch out. They might actually have a big day and compete for that second place spot.
Right. We have seen Renba just going crazy back in the PKL, so if he does deliver the same amount of destruction he can bring in PKL into PCS Asia Charity Showdown, then Quadro has a pretty good chance. Now we're going to be looking over towards Entis. Not the best tournament they have done, I would say. Kale and Under, they've been performing quite well, but the rest of the members like Sungjang, I don't know what to say. It was just a little disappointing where Sungjang was just getting picked off early on in the game, and Kale and Under, the last ones to be like the last ones to survive. It just didn't work out for them. But All-Stars, Long DD, just gonna take for the just gonna go for the spray down, but not gonna connect. Allows infantry members to rotate out from the action here.
Excuse me, not Damwon. Detonation Gaming White. Sorry, I'm used to DGW being a different team when I do Korea. They need to get on top of this. They need to get Long D right now.
Ooh.
He has taken a bunch of damage. Very good job here by Detonation Gaming White. Wasting no time, recognizing that they have an on-man situation, pouncing on top of it. Nice job by them. Really like to see that aggressive start. There's Pio. So speaking of, I think this has been a disappointing, you touched on this, and I want to come back to this, Benj.
Right.
It's been disappointing for me watching OGN and Gen.G because it feels like we've seen like the good and the bad PO. Like we've talked about this before, where we see good PO, bad PO, but we haven't even seen good Sungjang, which is really, really disappointing. He hasn't been his normal self, it feels like here.
Yeah, Pio did show his true power back in the first week. He was going with the SLR spray down. You don't normally spray a SLR onto a player, but it just somehow happened to be landing a headshot on the 7th bullet. But we're going to be looking over towards infantry after the disengagement. I think they're going to hold on to the compound here in the middle of the mountain. Not the best spot, I would say, but it's good enough to use temporarily until the next phase pops up. And now Tiamba, they have a couple of vehicles to work with. If they rotate in towards the center, they're going to be in the heat of the action. But if they do decide to just lay around a little bit, do a layover at like a little compound, as we see right now, then there's a good chance they would earn some more placement points and even further the gap they have against Kherson.
Yeah, dude, Tiamba can just wait. There's no reason for them to do anything crazy, anything aggressive, unless they just feel like doing it for fun. I mean, they can just play the edges, just try to grind out points. That's all they really need to do. Just kind of what Division X Gaming did at the last game yesterday. Right. In the APAC finals. Just wait. Just you can tank some blue. It's fine. Tiamba plays great from the edges anyway. I think edge play, if you're a really strong team fighting team, like if you're a good fragging team, seems to be kind of more coming into vogue. I see this with Buriram United over in APAC. There are these teams that are really good at just working around the edges, clearing their angles, flushing people out, really just kind of circling around. And Tiamba can do both. I mean, Tiamba can do everything. We've seen them do both. Yeah, they can do everything, but they're really good at working the edges.
Gonna be looking over towards Sun Sister and Quadro. Actually, Quadro crashing into the compound. Crazy Sam opens up with the fire. Not gonna connect, and Yacha's there to punish him. That is a clean spray coming from Yacha. That will be an easy flush as well. The rest of Quadro members taking down Faye as well. So, Sun Sisters already just 8 minutes into the game. They're looking so unstable. What is happening?
Did Renba just do a drive-by on Faye? I'm not sure what happened. I wonder if we're gonna have a replay on what happened with Renba there. I'm not sure if he got out and shot or what. But that was pretty easy there for the Quadro boys. And they're just going to keep moving along. No problem at all for them, as now they control that southernmost road on the main continent. And that forces Sun Sister to go down to the prison island. They're going to have to come through Los Egos. Not ideal for them, but trailing behind all of this is Element Mystic. Who else? Coming in very late. But this circle, by the way,
I like this
is
circle.
Nuts.
I love, Paper Thin, I gotta say, I love this circle. With 2 islands in the zone. God, I'm just waiting for the players to go hectic when they're going for their rotations. So,
island circle?
Yeah,
island circle.
Island circle.
All right.
Are we jinx? Jinx.
We'll do it. Let's do it. I've never had one end on prison or
Los Egos
or the Los Egos area. I've never done that. That one I'm interested to see how that one plays out. Now, Quadro is just going to keep working the southern edge. It was a drive-by. Look at this. Renba, you monster. That is filthy.
Plus, you guys have to know, this is FPP. This is not TPP. Like, you're driving in a rough terrain, and your screen's going to shake on par with your driving. So, aiming on a rough car, aiming on a rough road, and taking a kill like that, that is just insane coming from Quadro Renba. And this is the Renba we want to see, so something definitely good as well. 4 a.m. though, I think yesterday, or not yesterday, about 2 days ago on Friday, the teams that haven't shown their performances really do stepped out, because Game 1, winner was 4 a.m., Game 2 was L-Stars, Game 3 was Rush B Gaming, Game 4 was Infantry, and Game 5 was Ghibli. So on Friday, I feel like it was like the day of like the underdogs, I felt like. So if the same goes coming into today of the final match, then, you know, like, there could be a good chance for rank number 2 and rank number 3 for all of these teams that I've just mentioned.
For sure. There's plenty of room for that to happen, especially because Curzon was not nearly as good. I mean, like you mentioned earlier in the cast, only 9 points for them. So that's going to be an AWM in the hands of Gex. I think it was Leo picked that one up. But yeah, I think there's anybody, if you're within 40, 50 points of somebody, there's a chance. If they just have a bad day and you have a really good day,
right?
There's a chance. I would say if you're within 30 to 20 points, you have a pretty good chance, because you just need to have a solid day. I mean, a solid day is 40 plus points. That's definitely doable for a lot of these teams. Now, EM is going to be coming through Los Egos, up behind Sun Sister. They're going to try to cross the bridge. There's only 2 members of Sun Sister left, remember, because 2 of them got taken out by Quadro. So they're trying to gatekeep this bridge a little bit, but that's a really, really hard angle to hold. Look how many trees are kind of in Candesa's way, so it's hard for him to kind of lay down a spray or get some consistent sniping down.
I think Elemental Misty wants to go for that classic 2-2 or 2-3. Not all 4 of the members are in one compound. I feel like one member is still kind of far away from their main squad here. But I think Elemental Mystic wants to play this one out safe, not rotating any further, just holding on to this. They want to take a look at the next circle, as there's only 30 seconds left until the next phase pops up. I'm just hoping it does go for another hard shift down south. I don't know.
We're waiting.
I'm an
We're
evil.
waiting.
I'm sorry, but I just gotta say this.
It's really unlikely. It's really unlikely, but it could happen. I mean, the thing is even coming from that bottom island isn't the end of the world, because not a lot of teams typically gatekeep the bridge entrance to the northern part of it. So we'll see. Entis, they're going to cut across Gex. Now, remember, Gex already picked up that level 3 gear. Let's see if Entis is going to fight them or just drive on by. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going north, guys. We're listen to our disappointment. All of the teams in the lobby breathing a sigh of relief except for Sun Sister and EM. All right, Gex, you're trying to get into it. That is going to be 1 knock here. Sungjong, we mentioned it earlier. That's a big first kill for him. Let's see if he can pick it up today. Leo, he's the one who got that level 3 gear. He's already kind of losing his duel with the other members of Entis.
Looking over towards Kale, he's gonna push hard, and the spray down connects onto Leo, just running on his back. That's a little bit unfortunate. The last member of GX Chai Wei on the car, and what happened? He just takes a knock, and Yan Lee, he does take revenge onto Songjung, so that's a little disappointment for Entis, but that's gonna be a 1-on-3, a hard battle for Yan Lee to go through now.
that's just a really unlikely place for Yan Li to be in regards to the rest of the team. It's Sungjiang was very much trying to cover the rest of his teammates. Whoa, you got to be careful there, Kale. Fortunately, Indigo is there just in time to get him. But, you know, nice try by Gex, but they lose out on the ability to capitalize on that level 3 gear, the AWM. We'll see if that falls into the hands of Entis, if they're able to find it and pick it up for themselves. Over to Tianba and Griffin. Talked about this, that Griffin tends to play well in these southern circles, but now they're running into the best team in this lobby. I'm not so sure that they're really interested in taking this fight, particularly they're on the low ground and they're outside of the circle. This is really not ideal for them. I wouldn't be too surprised to see them try to wrap to the north, potentially. We'll see if they fight this out, though.
Griffin has to lose their mind. Like, what I'm saying is they have to lose their consciousness and just go deep inside. Otherwise, they have no chance in this battle as well. But like what I'm talking about is Griffin is the 4th place out of all 6 Korean teams. So if they do ever hesitate a little bit, then they're gonna be pulled off right away. So they just need to not care about what their standing is at the moment and just pay full attention to the battle happening in front of them. And that's going to be the important key for them, I feel like. Looking over towards Elemental Mystic, the circle was not so favorable since it did shift up north over the bridge. Now they have to find the path to get... Yeah, they have to find the path to get themselves inside a circle.
Yeah, again, they need to kind of force the... Oh, Griffin's going to force the hand of Tianba. I wasn't expecting this. I was kind of thinking they might try something else, but Too Hard gets the opening down. So this might work out. Though Minsung overcommits to this. He gets surprised by Lin Shun, gets knocked right off of that bike. That should be an easy flush. 2-tap, gonna out-duel to M200 up on the top. And this is not bad for Griffin so far, a 2-for-1.
This is the Griffin we want to see. Just going in bravery, taking those kills. And 2-tap, he didn't even have a sight. Like, he was just shooting on the iron sight. And now, a situation a little bit more favorable towards Griffin. 3 versus 2, as Lynchon is a little bit extended out towards the back. Now, Curzon might want to be dipping inside this situation as well. The car is moving downwards, but no more shots are going to be fired just yet.
I think now it's an ego thing here for Griffin. They really want to take this fight. They get another one finished off there. So there's still 2 for Tianba. It's Lin Shun and Tian Tian, who are no slouches. This is scary.
And look at Curzon.
I know.
They're just waiting.
Yep, Curzon's waiting for this one to finish so they can pick up on it. This is what I'm talking about. Lin Shun right around the corner. That is easy for him. Getting out the window is Tian Tian. That's a nice try. He's going to get knocked by Asura. Let's see if Lin Shun can save the day. He's able to keep Tian Tian from getting knocked up. What? That is Martian Chun. You're right, Curzon is coming down the hill.
Now, Curzon wants a bite of this cake that's happening in this little small compound. And Asura, now the last one to be alive for Griffin. I don't think he can take the res onto his own teammate just yet. But for Tianba, Lin Shun can take onto Tian Tian. There we go. Lin Shun finishing off Asura, so that earns Tianba a little bit more time to take a res onto his teammate. But Curzon is all ready for Tianba to exit this compound. The moment they peek out, Martian Chun, he's going to be just waiting with that 4x in his hand. But now looking over to Elemental Mystic, the nade's being thrown, and Condesso is going to go down. There we go. Sun Sisters eliminated. And that is just unfortunate. They were taking beatdowns from Quadro early on, losing 2 members. And now Elemental Mystic is just going like, oh, 2 more points for us.
No, it's smart by Elemental Mystic. They needed to just push onto Sun Sister hard, take them out, and then get across this bridge. That's their best option. Meanwhile, Team Curzon, they need to get these Tianba boys out of this lobby right now if they want to have any shot of doing anything. I mean, it's going to still take an incredible day regardless. Already, 4 points in the hands of Tianba. Yowook, he's getting into EM, though, as EM did try to come across the bridge, but it turns out that Quadro was kind of gatekeeping this a bit.
Unfortunate, just succession of unfortunate events happening to every single team in this lobby, I feel like. Elemental Mystic going to the island, just hoping, they've made their bet, basically. But now, because of the risk, they are wiped out, in a sense, almost. Tianba as well, they were thinking everything was going to be safe. They didn't expect Griffin to just run into them, but Silver here just exploding the vehicle, taking down Kiravi, Maknae, Elemental Mystic going out now. So that's going to be that. 12 teams left in the lobby. Minute 14 seconds away until the next phase pops up. Haojie taking down D-Light. So Quadro is involved in this fight as well, we can see.
All right, this is 4 a.m. right onto Rush B Gaming. G9 there waiting with open arms for Wayless. That's the first knock. Forever's inside the house. Long gets outside of his buggy, takes a bunch of damage, but it's going to get onto it. It's going to be crazy from LYG. Long's going down as well. There's 3 teams involved in this fight. Pow Pow trying to hold the line down the hallway, but not much doing. Lu's going to come down the hill to try to bail out his teammates. Over to Curzon. They're losing against Lin Shun, but now finally Martian Chun comes up big, gets the knock. Let's see what Tiantian's got.
Tian with that red dot sight on his M4. Not going to commit just yet. He's going to take the res onto Lin Shun, just hoping that Curzon players don't peek downwards. But there is a stun grenade. If that was a grenade, though, that would have been just unlucky. But Martian Chun, unfortunately, will not have a grenade in his hand. And now, with the res, Lin Shun will heal off. Martian Chun flanking to the side. I think the Tianpa players heard it, but the spray down's not going to connect. That's going to be a big punishment. Tian, super low HP, but he does have a sense of where other players are coming down. As a Remba from the side, though. And D-Lex will take Tian out of the game. So Quadro is dipping their feet into this as well. Curzon losing Martian Chun PH 1-on-1. What is this third party? This is insane.
Well, I think this is really smart by Quadro. Pick up all the points you can. Get yourselves far enough ahead that you're going to be guaranteed to be one of those Korean teams that comes through as the top 3 and gets yourself the automatic bid into the next PCS event. So, like the idea by Renba, but somebody's got to deal with Lin Shun right now. He is still alive. Now, the blue is on top of him, and some grenades coming through to see if they can catch him and finish him off. But for now, they're just going to move forward with the blue, try to push on ahead. You know, they've got a lot of points already. 7 big points in the bag for Quadro to start this. So this is a nice start for them. Let's see if they can get on top of LYG here. Some initial damage coming down. Oh, Renba just not able to control that spray well enough.
And in the meantime, Longsker taking down kills. So that's going to be Entis losing yet another member, sitting with 2 players. So this is what I'm talking about. Entis, like early on they do well, but like just somehow miraculously, like their members drop like flies. I don't know why, but it's unfortunate. Yacha with the big spray down. Carl repicks, but that was going to be a wrong peek. The headshot will finish off Carl here. Not going to be a flush just yet. WMB on the push on the side.
Dude, Yacha, great decision to hold the trigger down there, to not let up. Most players will let up on that trigger. That's why you see the repeak, but really nice job by Yacha to keep going. PO, nothing connecting over to Indigo just yet with his SLR. He is very, very close, but it is just not good enough to get onto him. LYG now going to re-rotate as they are pushing up towards Quadro. Yowook is going to get there first. If Yowook can get up inside that building, should be a pretty good defensive position for him. He's going to need a little help from the rest of his teammates, but they're still kind of stuck in the back. Lin Shun still alive somehow. Lin Shun has 6 hit points. Can somebody finish this man off?
He has 1 Band-Aid in his back, and that's going to be Ma Chao. Finishing off Lin Shun, and another Molly to just pray for his well-being in the hell or whatever. But Yowook from the outside of the building will take on to Migo. LYG already losing a member in the second one. Possibly Yowook down to super low HP of 20. The nade overhand throw, but that's going to be Maps coming from behind, coming and taking down the flush onto Yowook. Yacha's down as well. But the nade, though. The nade didn't connect. The nade didn't go through the window, and instead, it's going to be exploded outside where Maps was standing right. So that's just unfortunate actions coming in succession. So.
Ooh, no. Spear's going to knock D-Lax. He was trying to reposition. I liked the idea, but VLG has a good sight lane down on top of him. So the angles are nice here for VLG. Really interesting spread that VLG is taking. They're taking up a lot of this circle right now. Detonation Gaming White might have to fend off Gen G at the warehouse. We'll see. Loki is coming up first for Gen G. Aqua 5 behind. Pio is going to be, Pio and Onyx are going to be your anchors as we go hard south. So Detonation Gaming White definitely liking this. VLG can be okay on the backside of the hill in the middle of the circle. So this one is pretty interesting. There's actually more cover to work with than you would kind of think in here, especially on the eastern side of this warehouse. It's not easy, but it's doable.
And plus, whichever team that decides to take on the warehouse first is going to be in a icky situation, as there are like 3 other teams up top of the circle who are looking to crash in as well. So you just might be sandwiched, and that's just unfortunate to see. So Gen G, they might not want to go into the compound just yet, but rather just holding on to the cliff side of the warehouses might be the better idea here.
Yeah, what you'll see a lot of times in this warehouse is it's like the last team to come through here wins. You want to be like the absolute last team to come through that warehouse, and then you have a really nice position going forward. Detonation Gaming White is sending everybody down to their southern flank to try to really I think, try to brute force Gen G off of their backs or something. This is a little interesting. I've never seen a team quite do this. Usually they'll leave somebody up top. But right now, nobody from Detonation Gaming White is up there. They just want to come over here and kind of fight this out. And this is going to be really interesting. Let's see how Gen G wants to play this. Loki's going to peek around the corner, and Onyx is going to find Indigo. They're fighting over Entis up on the northern side as well.
In the meantime, Loki's going to go for the peek here. I think he was spotted out, but the spray down is not going to be just accurate. Mellifo will revenge onto Loki. Alka 5 takes down Mellifo. And now Machado with the spray down. That car driving. Oh, God. That is just insane driving. Peel does go out, but the car was succeeding his father. So
that's okay. I think this might open the door. No, he didn't see him. He didn't see him. Gokuri gets up on top, but Detonation Gaming takes out Gen G. That is 9th place. Great positioning at the end there for Detonation Gaming White. That was a bait. They baited Gen G into a bad situation. Really nice play by them. That also opens up the door here for Under to survive long enough to at least get placement points, but there's 4 members of Infantry above him. I'm not sure how much longer Under can hold out here, as Infantry is going to try to control the northern part of the circle. They're going to have to fight VLG over it, but the circle is coming on their backs, so they need to make this go quick. That's good. Longsker gets the opening down. Where is Lin going to do? He's got the Mark 14. Let's see if he can make something happen. Ooh, not getting anything there. Spear trying to return fire with his mini.
Holding that little red truck. Not going to be a best place to hold, but Deva with the SLR will take down one. It's actually going to be Lambu. Spear taking on to Lin. Deva finishing off Lin for another point added to them. And Deva with the M4 spray down. Quite accurate. Almost taking another infantry player out, but not going to be there just yet. Kai does finish off Hikari. So VLG will finally lose a member there for taking 2 points onto infantry. And now 7 teams remaining. The circle is going to be 50-50, just holding on to the road here as well.
Yeah, poor Lambu, he's been sent ahead to kind of establish circle position for VLG, but he can't support his teammates at all from his position. That's a little unfortunate in their decision making, because right now they have to they have a hard choice. It's a 2v3 against infantry, or do they try to get Lambu to come back and sacrifice their position to try to get numbers here? I think if I'm VLG, I'm going to rely on trying to win a 2v3, but David just took a big grenade to the chin.
Kai also takes a big hit to his own face, taking him down to like 24 HP we saw. And now Spear just smoking out to clear his path into the next circle. The molly is going to be huge. That's going to be almost a knock onto Deva, just not there yet. Lambu, though, is going for the revenge onto infantry, taking the shots on the players, rotating up top of the hill, but not going to take a down or knock onto any of them. So, the nade, though. The nade. Is that going to connect? No, not quite yet there. Could have been thrown a little further, I feel like. If
it was just short. You're right.
Just like 10 centimeters short, I would say.
Yeah, it's just a game of inches is PUBG. Deva tries to be sneaky. He's going to pay the price for it. Kai sniffs it out. Nice job by infantry there, not getting caught with their pants down. Now it's 2 members for VLG, and oh no, if that spray is good enough, it's not though. That's a little unfortunate there for infantry. They almost caught another member of VLG for free. Not to be. Curzon over here with Luminous Stars Gaming. Those are the last 2 members alive for both of those teams. Lambu and Spear are doing a very nice job together, concentrating their fire, taking down 2 members of infantry. It's just up to Kai for them.
All of a sudden, infantry was looking great when they took out Deva from VLG, and all of a sudden they're losing Longsker, one of their top fraggers. On top of that, another member of infantry, and suddenly Kai, the last one to be alive. I think something does smell. Luminosity Star has left the compound. He does spot the head out. That's going to be a good spray, and that's going to be Luminosity Stars Gaming out from the league here at 5th spot. So they still do earn a couple placement points, but not more than that. Just up that.
Curzon gets 4th, so the teams trailing that want to catch up to Curzon are not happy about this, especially since basically all of them are out of the lobby except for LYG. LYG has a chance potentially to leapfrog Curzon here if they can pull out the victory. They have a very good chance. They have a very good surround. Carrot going to find Spear up from the high ground. No problems there. Having a little bit of a problem finishing. I said no problems. I'm wrong. He's having a little bit of a problem finishing that down.
A little troublesome for that kill.
This should be the end here. Oh, wow. Just surviving is VLG. Now under Mike, okay, that grenade's gonna finish it. Under the last surviving member, can he pull off a 1v3? He's outside of the circle. He's completely surrounded by LYG. That's a really good spray through the grass, but isn't able to finish it off. I think this might be the end. Indeed it is. It's going to be a chicken dinner for LYG Gaming to get themselves closer to Team Curzon.
LYG, they were sitting at 103 points, sitting in them at the third spot for the total match leaderboard, but now because of this win, they might be able to take the second spot, I feel like.
I think so. I think these guys have been really feeling it. They're a fantastic Miramar team. I would say maybe other than Tianba, our best Miramar team in the lobby. So
their Erangel, though, is like,
not good. It wasn't great. We'll just say it wasn't great, but yeah, their Miramar plenty good enough to make up for it. Yeah, so that's okay. That's nothing wrong with that.
But LYG will take the win here.
Yeah, and then it's going to be Entis in second. So we are just about ready here to end this first one. Guys, stick with us. We'll be back for match number 2 coming up shortly.
I'm holding right. That's it.
Nice.
Is it enough? How many kills? I have 8. How many kills?
4. I have
4. 14.
Did we do it? Did we?
Did we?
Is an SLR. What are you trying to achieve here? Run him over. You're trying to achieve here. Run him over. What are you trying?
He's flipped the car. He's flipped the car. Oh my god, this is 10 head.
Phenomenal.
Yay! Oh no, 2 head, 3 head, 10 head.
What is
Hello.
Hey, 有一点问题啊，跟上 Sister 要揉点，但是 IF 圈老揉点，
一定是看跳伞的一个技巧的，直接拿枪出来打，
全是没枪的，
对方喷死连子弹都还没有换好，
对呀，暴揍啊！这身上这个。Đội của mình đã xuống xe. Một tình huống bom bác sẽ diễn ra giữa Sa Bao cùng với các thành viên ở bên phía DIC. Edlin rất nhanh đến từ đội DIC. DIC đã mất 2 người và có vẻ chỉ còn là một mình anh quân ở đây thôi. Giờ thì Sa Bao làm gì? Tiếp tục đổi mạng tới từ vị trí anh quân. Rất loạn đến từ các thành viên ở bên phía DVZ cũng như là đội của DIC và quả nét rất đẹp tới từ vị trí của em.
지금 자 하세요. 못 보는 가는 하세요. 못 보는 가는 수도 있어요. 엔투스 큰일 났다. 날렸어. 와. 하나 더. 겐지. 야.
结果开到人家脸上去了，直接切座位跳车想反打，哇！这个
จะโป่งเข้ามาในหลุมเดี๋ยวดูเลยให้จอดชนมาตรงนี้แล้วลงมาไม่ไหวแล้วครับดูเขาเจ้าแมน후가 슛 가요. 혹시라도 후가
一个慢动作。
And now it's getting back up, but Gemty, he can't make it count when it matters. And now Vascu left to find 2. He gets the tag on 1, but now he's down to almost no bullets. I think he's only got 20 in that 1 mag, and that's it. And then he's over to the mini, and well, what can you do with that? 17 bullets, 2 kills to find. It'd be a miracle for Vascu, but he's trying his best. Anything he has would be valuable here. He's considering, is it time for the blue? Can I do any damage? Oh my word, 5 bullets is all he's got to play with, and he's done it!
And we're back, everybody, here at the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. Game 1 done. Game 2 on the way. Paper Thin and Bench back at you again as we are going for 2 more games on Miramar. 2 more games on Miramar today, actually. And then 2 games of Erangel to end it all out. Tianba still putting up some points. Curzon putting up some points as well. So everybody's still trying to catch those 2, but LYG, they're looking to close in on that second-hand spot.
LYG by picking up that winning position here. I think they might close the gap against Curzon and take the second spot. We might have to take a look at the total leaderboard, but just yet, it's not going to be up just yet, but I think LYG has a pretty good chance already to take the second spot here.
Yeah, they're going to be close if they're not already in that second spot as we wait for the leaderboards to come up. It's Miramar has been their map for sure.
Oh.
Nice job by Under here. We got to give him some credit to survive, at least get that second place for Entis. They're looking to be one of those 3 Korean teams that gets themselves to the next PCS event. We're still waiting, I think that one's still pretty tight. Griffin's in 4th, OGN is behind them, and then VLG is the last place Korean team. So anything could happen with that, though. It's still tight enough in those standings. I mean, again, if you're within 30, 40 points of another team, you are well within the ability to leapfrog them.
Entis was sitting at the very 6th position, I would say, before coming to the first match. Quadra also picked up a couple points for themselves as well, so I think they are pretty secure. Elemental Mystic as well, they did a couple kills onto Sun Sister. So Sun Sister has been the source of points for all these 2 Korean teams, I would say, to secure their spot for the next PCS event. Now, talking about Griffin, Ghibli, and Entis, I was just talking in the order of their current standings. Griffin clashing onto Tiamba. They couldn't get any placement points on top of that, but they did pick a couple kills there. Ghibli, they were surviving quite till pretty late, so I think they earned placement points and a couple kills as well. Entis though, Under was the only one to salvage themselves, but we're gonna be looking over towards the match leaderboard here. LYG earning 19 points, 9 kills in that game. Team Quadra coming in second with 9 kills and just 1 placement point. So Quadra was going in huge. Entis though, 10 points as well, 6 points from Under, and 4 points from the rest of his team members getting the kills. But I want to take a look at Detonation Gaming wide. They are performing more and more better. They're performing better and better coming into the second week compared to the past week. On Friday as well, they had matches where they took 10 kills, and now they earn 8 kill points, which directly translates to 8 kills the first match of the day. So
look, they just beat Gen G one-on-one. I mean, they lost 3 members for it, but they took Gen G on head-to-head, won the fight basically. And that's really impressive. I mean, this Detonation Gaming white team is not afraid of anyone. They'll fight anybody, anytime, anywhere, and they are perfectly capable of taking those wins. Now, there's your overall leaderboard. So LYG Gaming now is in second place over Team Curzon. Gen G falls down to 9th as Luminous Stars Gaming has surpassed them just by 1 point. Still no chicken dinners for that Gen G team, so we're waiting on them to finally show us some signs of life in this tournament. They've been okay, but they haven't been great. They've been, especially this week, has not been good for them so far. Griffin, I want to talk about this just real quick. Their fight with Tianba, I don't think they should have done it. I think they should have just gone to the north, tried to wrap around this fight, because the teams that were up on the north ended up surviving a little bit longer, getting a few more points out of it. That's point one. Point number two, Quadro, they got to finish off Linshin there. They cannot let him survive. He ends up biting him in the back, and that's just points they're losing because they didn't completely clear him out.
And these are just succession of unfortunate events, I would say. From the leaderboard, we saw Elemental Mystic and Quadro on top. So if Gen G does come in third for all 6 Korean teams we have, then I think, depending on, like, at this point, I would say, like, the standings for the Korean teams are also quite fixed in a sense. So if the phases do end up going in this similar pattern, then I feel like Elemental Mystic and Quadro will take a spot. The third spot for the next PCS event is gonna be the most challenged one, I would say, from all the teams here. Entis, Griffin, Ghibli, and Gen G as well. Gen G, a little bit unfortunate for them.
This is just, it's looking like a deflated Gen G, a Gen G that just cannot be on the same page. Loki kind of pushes around that corner all alone, overpeaks it. Detonation Gaming is waiting in that ditch that's right in front of him, using the grass kind of to obscure their position. And then he gets knocked, and all of a sudden it's, you know, the reinforcements are coming. Then Gokuri moves himself back up top, gets the down angle onto Gen G, and it really is the big reason why they're able to finish them off. But Gen G just doesn't seem on the same page.
Plus, they were fighting 2 battles, so 2 members in the back were fighting against Entis, and 2 members were looking towards Detonation Gaming White. They shouldn't have done that. They should have just backed off from Entis and sent those 2 members over towards Detonation Gaming White's position and have a 4-on-4. Then I think Gen G would have capitalized off of that. But they initially had only 2 members to fight that, so that was quite unfortunate. But we are going to be moving into match number 2 of the final day of PCS Asia Charity Showdown.
Here we go. 2 more Miramars to go as we take a look at the Oasis, which don't get to see finishes up there too often because the mountains tend to push you away from that area, as LYG playing very, very well. Right now, the top of this leaderboard is China. Tianba, LYG are your number 1 and 2s. They have really stepped it up here in this event. We have seen a lot of strong performances from Chinese teams across the board, as we are looking to see exactly what our playing path will show us this time around. And from what I can tell, this one's going to start on the kind of southwestern-ish edge and then, okay, make its way north. So this one, again, pretty fair. There's nothing that's super out of reach on this one again.
This is like the exact opposite path to what we had on the first game. Just the same path, but the direction is different. And now Infantry dropping early. Same goes to Entis, going to go up towards north here. I think Elemental Mystic, they have a pretty good chance to contest anywhere up on north this time around, I feel like, as Tianba has been moving into their typical farming spot, I feel like, of Impala once again.
I would assume. I think Tianba is really comfortable from that position. They really know how to work it very, very well to get themselves points, as we've seen throughout this tournament. They're just really on top of their game. Of course, I mean, when you're dominating a lobby this strong, this much, it just goes to show that you are fighting on another level. I mean, you have got your foot on the gas. You haven't had to let go. Your car is going like 300 miles an hour, and it hasn't crashed into anything yet. You put it, you know, it's like those dudes who used to put like rocket engines on the back of their cars. Well, these guys actually survived. Like, they did this and it worked. They're out in space right now.
That is an accurate description, I would say, but we're going to be looking over towards LYG. But in the meantime, I want to talk a little bit more about Sun Sisters. So their Miramar play was not too great. Faye here going for the shots, not going to connect to anything just yet. But back towards Sun Sisters. Okay, so the first week, I think they were definitely frustrated. We saw them hot dropping on top of Infantry, getting completely wiped out, 4-0, not killing any members of Infantry, but losing all of themselves. So And then coming to the second week, on Friday as well, Sun Sisters weren't showing any performance or any signs of their living signals, so that was a little bit unfortunate for them as well.
Yeah, I know they're frustrated with their performance, of course, and I saw Crazy Sam tweet about that he's really trying to turn it around today, and it just looks like Sun Sister just is kind of nothing seems to be going right for them, and as time goes on, their mentality could be falling apart a bit. They're just not able to kind of regroup. I've seen a couple teams. Honestly, Gen G kind of feels like that to me right now, where their mentality just doesn't seem to be there. They're not being the team that they should be or that they can be. They're not winning their 1v1s as much as they probably should. They're just not in the right positions to back each other up in their team fights. It just feels like things aren't there for them. Sun Sister, I mean, in the last round, again, Sun Sister gets kind of in a weird spot. Renba does a really nice job with a drive-by.
Yeah.
So that's a little unfortunate, but in these days in modern competitive PUBG, you got to be ready for that. These players practice this. They're really good at seat swapping and then, shooting you out.
I just hope that they don't give up their hopes, because at this point in this tournament, we're on the final day, and we already had match number 1. There's only 4 more matches to go out of all 20 matches we have. And if you are sitting on like the bottom half or bottom quadrant of the total ratings we have, then I would say it's quite easy for any team that's sitting in the bottom quadrant to go like, okay, like we have no hope to get ourselves any higher into a position where we could earn a bit more money. So you might as well as just play chill in a sense, but that's quite unprofessional in a sense. So I'm just hoping they keep up their hopes and continue fighting.
Well, in some respect, you want to just try to do what works for your team and try to play that way, but it isn't going that way for them, so not too sure exactly why that is the case. This is 4 a.m. At times been okay. I mean, they're 6th place right now, so they're playing okay. And you could definitely see them having some big games, coming through, doing really, really well, of course. It looked like for a moment there when they won their first game that they might be one of the teams that, can be in contention. They might be one of the teams that we're looking at and talking about, as we're used to doing with 4 a.m. on international stages. But since then, it's just been the Tianba show, so it's been hard to talk about anyone else being in contention. For a while, Curzon was hanging around, and then on Friday, it was just a complete blowout.
4 a.m. though, they look like they seem to be the contenders for this one, but it just didn't happen for them. But coming into on Friday, they did take a win, so hopefully they can continue on with the spree here. Hopefully taking a couple more wins, a couple more kills. But Kai though, he's gonna be moving in right where Gen G is sitting at. Loki all ready to take on to Kai. He's gonna go like, okay, I'm gonna bail out from this. I don't want to face off Gen G. So he's gonna be running on his feet, but the spray down from Loki will connect and Kai will go down. But Longskirt from afar will try to take on the revenge. Not gonna connect to a knock just yet, but Jiao Yang is there to throw out the smoke, cover his teammate up, and hopefully get the run into the smoke to take the res onto him. But all of the Gen G players quite spread out nicely. Pio on the far side, Aqua 5 also on the left side, spread out as well. They might be going for this push here. And now Pio with that mini in his hand, the classic gun for him, just waiting for his moment to start shooting. Jiao Yang will take the res successfully, so that is a little bit lucky here. But will they be able to get out from this situation?
They shouldn't. Gen G should absolutely not allow it. But right now, I'm not seeing Gen G trying much. Okay, finally, Loki's going to put some shots down into the Broncos. But somehow, some way, they're going to get the knock on to Loki. Aqua 5 needs to get up here, prevent a flank from happening. Pio needs to get some shots. What is Anonix doing? Sending it down to the middle of the field? This is risky business here from Anonix. I understand he's trying to help his team, but Pio just getting out-dueled right now. Okay, finally, Anonix gets Longsker. Lin, though, trying to help, and now Aqua 5 comes alive. His position has been revealed. He gets himself a kill. Let's see if they can save this. Gen G finally doing a pretty good job here.
Aqua 5 was just hiding inside the shack. He didn't want to reveal his position until the moment was right. But Pio from afar with that mini, going with the QE. Not going to connect to any shots just yet. I think he's been using SLR quite often, so he has to readjust himself to use that mini. So we're going to be waiting for that. In the meantime, Anonix will rotate himself back up the hill most likely, but his Bronco did lose a couple wheels, I feel like, and the spray down almost connecting onto Anonix. He has to get out immediately as the car is started to smoking.
Yeah, this is, I mean, Anonix might pay a price for a bit of a risky flank. I get the idea, but I think you're putting yourself in a very exposed position coming down where you have this great ledge like that surrounds this entire field to utilize. If you are Gen G, Loki has been res. Loki isn't just not able to quite get that. Use that grenade. You can blow that cover up. Maybe. Oh, no. We're on the old Miramar. You can't blow it up. that's new Erangel where
That
you
nade
can do
is
that.
so... That nade connects.
Perfect.
Loki with that Kobe. And infantry will go out as the last position of the team to be here. And now Gen G will start to loot and hopefully get a couple nades back, a couple smokes back in the mez they've spent. So 4 points or 3 points here. Not the best, but still a couple points added is something.
Yeah, you didn't lose anybody, so in the end it's not the end of the world, and you do lose a vehicle as well to this because of Anonix's push. All things considered, this isn't the end of the world for Gen G. And, poor infantry loses 3 of their members, but there is another Murado available up on the top here. So actually for Gen G, this is perfectly fine. Not a bad start. I like the idea. I like bullying infantry here, trying to get points where you can, but now Anonix is going right into LYG. This is going to be disaster. I don't know if he's going to be able to survive this. We almost lost our feed there for a second. Maps is coming through. Maps isn't able to connect enough of the spray. You get some damage. Loki's going to help back Maps off at least to give Anonix the chance potentially to heal.
And now rest of the Gen G members has rotated in. Crazy 1-on-2 will open up towards Zaka 5, taking a knock. Anonix down super low. He wants to do something, but he has to heal off first. But Carrot is on the push, and that is going to be Anonix going down. Now, rest of the 2 members of Gen G, what are they going to do? Will they just back off as PO is up far? You can see on the map here. And now Gen G, all of a sudden, they looked pretty good when they took down infantry, but now they're going to be crashing into LYG. What's their decision? Will they just sacrifice Anonix and Aqua 5 and just get out from this, or will they crash in? And their decision looks like is just getting out from this.
Yeah, there isn't enough backup for them to provide at this point. There's just no way they can get there and really do much else. The positions of PO and Loki had been spotted out, so there was nothing else they could do without risking another knock and potentially just completely getting bopped out of this particular game. I think for PO and Loki, yep, now it's just time to do what you guys do best, play as a duo and move forward, try to snake it out until around phase 6 and then see if you can pick up some kills. You've seen it before, maybe we'll see it again. Gen G they did a good job with infantry, but they overcommitted, I think, to that LYG push. I mean, you have to assume somebody's potentially at that compound, and they did send just Anonix forward, but it was a little bit maybe too aggressive there, as now we see EM finding an easy knock and flush on a DA.
For Gen G, though, it was a little bit unfortunate as LYG only moved into the compound maybe 30 seconds prior to Gen G's movement. So it could have been Gen G in LYG's position in a separate universe. So that's just unfortunate. And now Elemental Mystic taking a kill onto DA. Happy with that. Will be on the run to join up his teammates. Now looking over towards Tiamba. Holding onto the compound. They do spot out Detonation Gaming White on the rotation. Will take a couple shots. Not going to hit anything. So that's going to be that. And Ma Chao on the hill, though, from the back. He's going to be the anchor here. And he does spot Tian Tian in the car. Not going to land any shots. That could have been a headshot. It would have been a huge kill, but it's not going to happen. And rest of Tiamba will start rotating in as well. And now from Rush B Gaming, though, Pow Pow will take on Tian Tian. So all of a sudden, that's like a kill given to him.
That was a nice job. Great shooting there by Pow Pow. He's been really strong for Rush B Gaming. Him and G9, very, very talented players. Pow Pow's trying to get another spray. Not going to happen this time. Lorena's going to... That was Lorena shooting from this vehicle? What in the world? He got hits onto Pow Pow from inside of that Murado. What is going on? These players are getting so good at seat swapping. I mean, that is not easy. That is from forever away. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. I mean, this Tiamba squad is just... Everything they do is just good. There is nothing they do that is wrong, it feels like.
The skill level of these players are just insane, I would say. But Lash from afar will try to finish off Indigo here. I think that's just going to be a burn, I would say. And now, rest of the Entis. Okay, this is the problem with Entis. This is what we observe every single game we see. They somehow get picked up early on and lose 1 or 2 members. And Under or Kale or whoever it is, they just have to play very passively and hopefully earn those placement points. But this is not playing passive is not the play style of Entis. They are one of the most aggressive Korean teams. So with the addition of Under as well,
Well, they're aggressive with their center circle taking. I would say that. They haven't really been doing that as much. They usually like to do 2-2 splits early on and then kind of hold it down, regroup around phase 4 or 5, and then try to just lock down a position. It hasn't. They've been doing weird stuff this tournament, I feel like, where they're trying new things. I think they're trying to be aggressive.
Yeah.
But it isn't really paying off. I think they need to go back to what has worked in the past. And I think I've seen some of this from Gen G where they're doing like 2-2 splits. Like there they send in Onyx and Aqua 5 together, kind of. And that just, when you leave Loki and PO back, like 2-2 splits can work, but I just don't think there's enough practice for them to do that. I think using their old 1-3 with PO leading the way is ideal for them. I know they want to try other stuff, be flexible, be able to just kind of do whatever you need to do, whatever's the right decision in the moment, but I'm not sure that they're quite ready enough for that.
It's 5 seconds away until the next phase pops. Just waiting a couple seconds here. And now the circle will shift into the dead center here, locating Minas Generalis as its center as well. So another compound fight, possibly. I'm waiting.
There's a lot of compounds in this one, buddy. You might get something. I mean, La Bendita's still in this. Yeah, lots of Minas Generalis, Junkyard as well. So there's plenty of city fighting potentially to be had. But VLG centering up. Tianba, they've got the eastern edge. Rushby Gaming heading up in the south. The surviving 2 members of Gen G coming up on the south as well. Over to Curzon as they're fighting with EM. Martian Chun gets a bit of damage, gets backed off by a grenade. Kira's getting out of dodge in his vehicle. Kinch trying to provide some flanking fire for his team. And Curzon is backing down the hill, seeing if they can somehow get out of this position. Now, if Kira gets out of his vehicle and pops up over, he might be able to catch Martian Chun, or Kinch might just do it. Ooh, just not quite good enough.
Now, Curzon holds onto this compound here, but this is also outside of circle. Just a little bit of it is included inside the circle. So as these two teams are rotating inwards, they're going to have to face themselves off once again. Elemental Mystic, I think rest of the 2 members besides Kinch and Kira V will rotate themselves in first so they can lock off Curzon moving in.
I think you're absolutely right. And here we go. Here comes Kira V up the middle. Long, this is a battle with GEX over on the northwestern side. Long took a peek, didn't really like his position, decides to back off and let other people do the damage to GEX potentially, or make GEX come up the hill, make him fight on his terms as he is kind of out on his own. So maybe trying to bait him into the firing lines of the other members of 4AM. And here we go. D-Lax and Quadro getting it kicked off again early. They lost Yowook, but they already have 2 kills for themselves. So this is an aggressive Quadro team so far today. It could just be due to other teams kind of bumping into them and that kind of thing, but they're making the most of it.
Indeed they are. And now we saw Curzon rotating out. They could possibly crash into where 4AM and GEX was fighting. Not going to happen just yet. Looking over towards Quadro once again. Renba, he's been playing big for Quadro. I think today he kind of caught on to what he should be doing, and he's definitely in his groove. So he's been pulling off those kills here. And now Entis finding themselves in this little compound. Still outside the circle, so I think they just want to heal off, take a couple of boosts and get onto full 100 HP and get inside the circle then. And now...
Yeah, I'm with you. Renba looked better today so far. I'm definitely with you on that. I'm curious to see how the rest of the day goes for him, but so far so good. LYG farming the side of the circle, and that's easy. Long D down. There could be 2. Indeed, Luminous Stars Gaming out in 15th. This LYG just has such a good read on how to play this map. They know the angles, the sight lines, the traveling paths so well. They do have to go into the crater, which isn't ideal, but if you can be the last team to come out of the crater, you can kind of make it work a bit, especially if, like this circle is showing us, some of that crater is still in it. You can work the edge of this crater very, very well. Farm a lot of kills because there is a ton of open space inside of this circle. Detonation Gaming White might try to take the side of this road. Now, you could do an interesting 2-2 split along the side of this road and cover actually a lot of ground and be relatively safe. It doesn't look like it from the map, but what the Korean casters just showed us, you can actually hold that position down very, very well and pull off huge gains.
And Quadro's thinking the same too, I feel like, as they are holding on to the other side of La Vendita. So we might see Quadro just running into LYG. Not gonna happen just yet, but this is the replay from Migo with that mini spray down. Very accurate shots coming through, and that's gonna be Yowook out from the game.
Ah, that's what happened to Yoic. I was wondering how he died. I was like, we cut over to Quadro and he was gone, and I was like, I don't know what happened,
He was alive
man.
like just 2 seconds ago.
I know, I'm like, feels bad, man, like Pepe hands. All right, here we go. It is Melifo sees Pio. Pio has a hay bale, and that is it. If somebody comes up on the other side of Pio, which right now, luckily for him, there isn't anybody over there. Loki's trying to come up to provide support. Headshot is into the face of Pio. Grenade, maybe? Nope. We're going to try to get some damage into Loki as he crosses, but Loki got to be careful. If he comes up too much further, they might get up on top of him.
Loki gets off the buggy. All bravery will start pushing up the hill. He does spot DGW player up top of the hill who was taking a shot at him. And now with the nades being thrown, any lucky shots that connect will be end of Gen G. 2 versus 4 is something that is very hard to do. But Detonation Gaming White will just decide to back off here. But looking over towards 4 AM versus Sun Sisters. This is the big moment for Sun Sisters. Will they be able to remove 4 AM out from the game, or is it just going to be another one of those kind of games? Mollies and nades being thrown into the compound. Long just waiting outside with an M4 in that hand.
This has been a really fun kind of mini story that's been going on this entire tournament is Sun Sister versus 4 AM. For whatever reason, these two teams just seem to butt heads a lot. We saw it at PGC from time to time when they were in the same lobbies. They kind of have similar ideas on how to approach things. This is, like you mentioned, this 2v4. If anybody can do it, Loki and Pio absolutely can, but we saw Detonation Gaming White get the better of a 4-on-4 versus Gen G earlier. Melifo just waiting inside of this house. If he pops up and around, he might be able to catch these guys in transitions. I don't think he can hear their footsteps because of the smokes and the mollies, so this is going to allow Gen G to kind of reposition.
I think Gen G might just decide to back off from this, but Maps will go huge with the spray down. Takes out Yacha from Quadro. Remba's nade will take out Crazy 112. More nades being thrown, more nades being exchanged. And now LYG looking just a little bit better on top of Quadro here. Now the rest of the two members, D-Lax, he's going to be on the run. Renba's still waiting though. He's going to go for the spray down. Not going to connect just yet. But Carrot though, he's going to be caught off guard.
Yeah, that was a nice little cheeky repeat by Renba there, getting a knock, and now they're getting a little help, it looks like, from EM on top of LYG. So LYG trying to gatekeep Quadro. LYG is the better position, but if Quadro can bop them out of here, this is really nice for Quadro. They'll have a lot of room to breathe if they can finish off this fight. But now Renba over on the left-hand side, he's seeing if he can finish on Carrot. The Carrot has hidden itself away, as carrots are wont to do. They grow in the ground, so they're sometimes a little bit difficult to find. D-Lax, in the meantime, also trying to come up here, give a little bit of assistance as Renba continues to swing left. Now, the res is being attempted. I think this is going to be Quadro being pretty aware that this could happen as some more utility being thrown.
D-Lax just waiting for the moment, will be spotted out by Maps, and that's going to be another member of Quadro being out from the game. Now, Renba, the last one to be alive, he has to face a 1 versus 3 against LYG here. But all of these teams have to start moving in. That's going to be it for Quadro. Renba will be spotted out, and that is going to be 13th place for Quadro. Where are the rest of the Korean teams? Elemental, Mystic, Gen G, and To State all have a pretty good chance of getting the placement points here. Oh! Pio, though, coming from the side, taking down SCS and Melifo as well. And with the nade overhand throw, he does spot Machao coming in from the behind. The spray down not connecting just yet with no bullets. He does take enough time to reload, and that's going to be another kill yet for Pio.
Wow, Pio and Loki doing work on Detonation Gaming White. They're going to get 3 of them. Looks like there's still 1 member alive for Detonation Gaming White as they set Gokuri out as a solo to get further up ahead in the circle. Now, oh no, Gen G, they have to run down a hill out in the open. That's going to be super difficult for them. Lin Shun and Tianba, still 3 alive, only 1 kill for them, but every point they get makes it that much harder for these other teams to catch up. Let's take a look at the Toby Eye as we are seeing what they are doing, and there's Loki. Like I mentioned, coming down that hill, they're in a lot of trouble. I don't know if Pio's going to be, I wouldn't be too surprised if, yeah, that's going to be Gen G out here pretty soon. Lin Shun looking over towards EM as Lash is making a transition in his Barranco. There is Griffin over there, 4 up for Griffin, and Lash is going to go down to M200. So EM, they're trying to get in the circle, but they've got a couple teams up and around them. This is not going to be easy for them.
They're being sandwiched by Griffin. They're being sandwiched by Tiamba, but in the meantime, 4 AM will finish off Sun Sisters. So that's the battle won by 4 AM once yet again. And now looking over towards Griffin, they have placed themselves up the hill. If they do peek out a little wider, they might be able to spot out more players here. But Lin Shun, he does see more players crawling on the ground. And he's going to go for the shots. Not going to connect onto any of the players here. And Sean with that M4. Re-peeking once again onto Griffin. Not going to take any knocks, but could be lucky.
Oh boy, EM's kind of on the backside of Griffin. They're stuck in a rock and a hard place. At least they have this divot to use where they can kind of keep Tianba and EM at bay where Too Hard is. Minsung is going to be knocked, though. It's going to be Gex from another angle. So as nice as that divot is, it is opening up angles for other teams to put some shots down into them. You can see VLG over there, Gex over to their west. So we're going for the res, and it's going to be just inside of this next circle, I think. So, yep, it is going to be okay. Griffin will be able to get the revive. How are they going to do going forward as this circle continues to shift its way back towards La Bendita? And VLG has the very nice compound inside of this. Maps and Carrot are spread out pretty wide themselves, but this is looking not bad for VLG, I feel like.
But VLG has to fend off so much offensive from other teams coming through. Like GEX is on top of them. There's Griffin coming from behind. There's also Tianba who's looking to take onto the compound as well. But in the meantime, Griffin will take onto Tianba. Lorena will go out. Linshan will take the revenge, but Chaiwei from afar will take Too Hard out. So this is mad third party going on, but Minsung with the spray down, almost taking out Linshan. Will just not have that last bullet in his face, but instead M200 will finish off Minsung for that point added to Tianba.
Yeah, VLG can see most of what's going on up there, so they're picking off pieces of these teams as they try to engage each other. This is just so difficult for Griffin and Tianba. Tianba's going to send it. They're going to load up 2 on the motorcycle, try to find something. Oh, no!
Okay.
Oh, no! Careful! I can't believe that wasn't a knock.
I know, right?
I thought one of them was dead. I thought that was going to be a motorcycle accident. Maybe just unfortunate for them, but they're able to regroup and move forward. Now, there is a bit of terrain to utilize. This isn't quite in the circle, though.
They might have to put out a couple smokes if they want to stay safe, but we're going to be seeing GEX rotating in towards where Rush B Gaming is holding on to. Pow Pow. He does hear the car, so he's going to be peeking out from the corner with his friend G9 with the spray down. We'll take Mao Ye down. Chaiwei actually will be ran over by Yan Li, his own teammate. So Pow Pow and G9 will take easy kills onto GEX here.
G9 had 9 bullets left in his gun, and he stepped up around the corner. That is chutzpah for you. It is Kira V. He is all that is left for poor Element Mystic. Never mind. Goodbye. He is 8th place for EM, but a placement point and a few kills. Not too bad for them. Keeping themselves well in one of those top 3 Korean team spots to guarantee themselves a spot over to PCS. Detonation Gaming White taken out by M200. Nice try by Gokuri. Gets an extra point for them. And now, as I said, they're outside of the circle is Tianba, so now they're going to have to push forward. They did clear out their left-hand flank, but VLG can see so much of the circle. Sungjong's still alive here for Entis. Is he going to get this? Gets one. Can he get the other one here for his team? It is going to be the flush, and Linshan backs off and just says, I'm going to prone in the wheat fields and wait.
I think he did spot out Sungjong peeking out, and the nade, though, will come from the side, but VLG actually will third party and take the kill away from Entis. And now Entis is in an icky situation as their position has been revealed. More nades being thrown in their way. And now Sungjong just looking to survive this will toss out Smoke Train. Not gonna happen just yet, though, as VLG squad will be smiling at this circle given to them. Oh my gosh.
100% bench. I mean, they have terrain to work with. They have a little bit of a compound left. Maps has himself a little bit of something in the middle of the circle. It's not great. He's going to finish Sungjong off from these hay bales on the inside. He's going to spot out Rush B Gaming, but takes quite a bit of damage, so he's going to have to get down. He does have level 3 gear, but that helmet not going to last too much longer as it is in the red. So LYG somehow, some way, is constantly finding themselves in these top 3 positions, oftentimes winning here on Miramar. But this time, I feel like VLG, the win condition is theirs. Can they hold it together to finally put something big together, as the early part of this tournament was not theirs? Lambu finishes off Carrot. I think this one might be theirs, bench.
And because Lambu finished off Carrot, Hikari has more chances as he's definitely going for the flank, taking more control on the map towards the bottom side of the white circle we have at the point. And now, minute 22 away from the next circle pops. VLG controls more than half of this map, so VLG definitely has a pretty good chance to take the win here. Hikari with the mini will connect a couple shots, but not enough to take the knock. Rush B Gaming, the blow might happen onto this vehicle.
Oof, yeah, Silver somehow, never mind. He gets taken down by Spear. I was like, he's gonna somehow escape with a sliver of life. Nope, Hikari and Spear gonna do the work onto him to put him out of this game. And now it is a 4v2 with Maps and G9, the solos left. Now that's that's a little bit weird for VLG, but I mean, I guess let's take the and let's try to style here at the end. Of course, you're going to take the fresh level 3 gear is the biggest part of all of this. But let's see if Deva's got a few nifty shots in store for us as he's waiting for Maps to potentially expose his head. Maps is kind of making the same movements. Deva just got to be ready to pull that trigger.
All those AWMs in the play will be huge as Maps is just peeking left and right, hoping to bait a couple shots, and he does bait a shot from Deva. And now next circle will pop in 10 seconds. Where is it gonna be? Is it gonna be smiling towards G9 or is it gonna be towards VLG? The real question is gonna be there. Nate though will not finish Maps off. If it was pre-patched, then that Nate would have been a down like right away. But unfortunately, this is a nerfed frag grenade, so that's not gonna be Maps going out from the game here. 4 versus 1 versus 1. What is the magic we are looking for here?
Yeah, G9's just hoping that Maps dies and that he gets second place. He's trying to get these extra points as best he can. And Deva is slowly working his way around. Spear's still not sure where this last member is. I don't think VLG quite knows where G9 is. I see them looking around like they're not exactly sure where this other member could be. Finally, Hikari spots him out. Poor G9 was hoping to get that second place. It might not happen because this next circle, he is going to go down to it quickly, even if he's able to survive this shooting from Hikari.
G9, 4 seconds away from the blue, comes right behind his back, so it might be LYG to take the second place unless LYG gets spotted out first, but that's going to be it. G9 going down to the blue circle here, and now Maps will take a good spray down to Deva, making it down to 1 versus 3, but another stun grenade being thrown his way, and Hikari on the side will take the spray, and that's going to be it for VLG to take the win here onto match number 2.
Yeah, nifty little spray there at the end by Hikari with the 3x, comes up, takes Maps down. VLG, you can see a big sigh of relief on their players' faces. They have been struggling as of late, but now they're starting to put it together. The last couple days have been much better for them as they are going to take a win. I was really impressed with their ability to control that. Now, they did take a nice compound that gave them a ton of vision inside of our last couple circles. They're able to see the fight between Griffin and Tianba up on the hill. Then they're just able to watch everybody in the field do whatever is going on over there, farm off of it. A lot of credit to them for doing that. Guys, we have one more Miramar to go on this final day of PCS Asia Charity Showdown. Stick with us. We'll be back shortly.
I'm holding right.
That's it. Nice.
Is it enough? How many kills? I have 8. How many kills?
4. I have
4. 14.
Did we do it? Did we?
Did we? Did we?
get a kill in the air, shall we? Oh, I would love to see it, Memo. Do it. Do it. No way!
폭감 3킬. 폭감은 3킬. 폭이 없죠, 근데. 자, 하지만 나는 근접 최고의 스페셜리스트 언더다. 간다. 와. 오! 1루. 오지 멘토스.
É contra o seu parceiro de equipe, Memel, Nandinho.
A granadinha.
Olha a granadinha do mistério. Tacou. O quê? Lá em cima. O quê?
A little bit more time to develop here in El Azhar than the one did in Montego, but KJ.
Great angle for KJ to hold, knowing full well that over to his west, he's going to get another big plays here coming from Sadie's to Noardra, but they are absolutely dominating. They get another one.
さあこちらはエレメンツ36移動中ではありますがどうだ
Hello.
どうだ
와! 김건희! 90픽! 설마요? 와! 김건희!
자, 일단
HVZ já avistou primeiro, tá metendo. Toma cuidado, avistou primeiro, meteu bala, conectou. Acertou o MG1, tá quase pegando o Magnata. Nossa, que bala! O Magnata, e agora são dois jogadores somente da equipe atual. Olha o Senna, tá metendo bala de foi pra bala. Quem que ia cabecear a bala, Nandinho?
Era ele mesmo.
Era ele? Então tá aí, HVZ. HVZ. Squad.
中招漂亮 ，This is 之刃，nice double kill。
Yet been able to find their entry into this circle wild card. Oh, sharp shot! You see swapping son of a gun into the back seat of the buggy onto his butt and spraying down onto.
이쪽에 NN이 맞지 않거든요.
자, 기절을 못 시켰는데 고각 수류탄 바로 못 시켰어요. NN 고각 수류탄.
자 위로. 오우. 자 이제 하나 와! 슈퍼 플레이 나오네요.
진짜
Hey, you guys remember that Carnage had just a second ago? They're about to have some company as vehicles just come rolling. No, Budgie! What? He lived somehow, some way. It's a world This is chaos incarnate. Microphone gets taken down.
Welcome back, guys, to yet another final day of PCS Asia Charity Showdown. We see the match leaderboard here. LYG Gaming taking 18 points with 12 kills. Ghibli, though, will be the first winner of the... my bad. They're going to take the win here, but they're going to be coming in second with 17 points as LYG were taking a couple more kills on top of them. Rushby Gaming coming in third, and Global Esports Act set at fourth place. So, last match... nobody was paying attention to GEX, but GEX was the ones to take out Curzon mid-game into the second match we had today.
Yeah, this is starting to get a little interesting because LYG Gaming is at least making a run at them. I mean, but 49 points in 3 games, doable, but nigh impossible here. I mean, Curzon is kind of, the struggles continue this week for them.
Oh, yeah.
So far today, not putting up many points at all. 6 points, I think, so far today. So it hasn't been great. Now, one thing I want to point out, the only Korean team without a chicken dinner, Gen.G.
Yeah.
That is beyond surprising. Quadros been playing fine. It's probably not as good as they would like. You can see on some of their faces they're a little down about it, but I think, Yowook can rally the troops a bit, pull out a couple more good games to finish this off. Gen.G, it's everybody has bad tournaments. Everybody has bad days. I think they can kind of just look at the tape for this one, kind of regroup, figure out what they need to work on, because the talent is, there's just too much talent on this team bench.
Right. And for the Korean teams, to mention once again, the top 3 Korean teams, regardless of where they're at the total leaderboard, just between the Korean teams, the top 3 teams will be granted a spot in the next PCS event. So all of these Korean teams are fighting super hard to achieve that seed here. And right now, it looks like it's going to be Elemental Mystic, Quadro, and Gen G to take the spot. But Gen G is not secured just yet, as they're sitting at 90-something points, and Ghibli is chasing right behind them at 85 points. And that 10 points difference, or even less than 10 points difference, is definitely possible to be chased upon. And
Yes.
we're going to be looking over towards Entus here. Not the best game they've had lately, as Under was there to save their day, but the team as a whole wasn't just the perfect day for them, I feel like. Everyone has bad days, yes, you have mentioned once again, but
yeah,
they have to step this game up. It's the final day of the tournament. They don't have much more to happen.
Yeah, they need to get going really, really fast, because they do not want to have to rely on getting through as one of the top 3 teams out of the next Korea qualifiers, which, by the way, guys, hey, tomorrow, 6 p.m. standard Korean time, Korean PUBG continues, as we will have the first day after the Open Qualifier. So this is the group stage. Open Qualifiers have already happened for Korea. Now we're in the group stage for the PCS Series 1 for Korea. It will be me and Bench again tomorrow, 6 p.m. Korea time. We're getting into game number 3, last game of Miramar for the tournament. But guys, make sure you tune in tomorrow, because we have got all Korea action. It's going to be one hell of a day.
And just to clarify once again, the event starts 6 p.m. Korean Standard Time, which means you just have to tune in 1 hour before the PCS Asia PCS Asia Charity Showdown start time. So, yep, that's just 1 hour before whatever you guys came today. So, please definitely do tune in. But we are going to be going in with the final Miramar of this tournament, match number 3.
Let's get it going. I'm sad to see Miramar go, but I'm excited to see how these teams perform. It looks like it's Tianba's tournament to win. They've been putting up points along the way. LYG is scrapping and clawing to try to catch up to them. I just don't know if their magnificent performance so far here today will be enough. Playing path a little not as friendly as our first 2. This one's a little bit further south, so our northern dropping teams aren't going to be quite as thrilled.
A little bit down towards the south, but it's almost the same as the last couple matches we had. But we're going to be seeing Tianba going back to Impala, Griffin going up north as they're the northern boys, we say. And the rest of the teams just finding empty spots. Hopefully no more crashes and landings and hot drops. Sun Sisters, I think I'm just talking about Sun Sisters' mistake of hot dropping off top of infantry again in the game, but I don't know. It was that shocking to me, I feel like. It's just left in my brain, I feel like.
Yeah, it just poor Sun Sister just looks a little outclassed right now. They're trying everything they can. They just can't win team fights, and you have to be able to win team fights to get forward. You know, especially if you're fighting people early on, regardless of what's going on with your rotations. Still need to be able to win those fights, as there is your game number 2 winners, VRLU Ghibli, a Korean team who until recently had been struggling a bit. Since they had qualified. They came first out of the Korean qualifiers, actually. Recent history has not been so bueno to them, as Maknae and the other members of EM trying to get up and ahead of 4AM, get some vehicles, and hopefully make their way out. Circle does go south once again, though, although this one much more friendly than our last Southern Circle.
And we see 2 Entus players going down towards Los Higos to get more farm. That's an interesting split, I would say. And now looking over towards Elstar. Yeah. Down towards Los Higos.
What?
I
had to take a look at my map screen.
You couldn't believe me. Like
I didn't believe you.
I didn't believe myself either until I took a look at the map screen once again. But oh yeah, if you guys want to take a look at the map, it's gonna be twitch.tv/PCS_Matt.
I believe
correct?
that's case.
That's gonna be the map stream for you guys if you guys want to take a look at the map. But looking over towards Luminous Stars Gaming, Monsters in the Vehicle will find himself a nice little compound to farm at. L-Stars, their game today has been mediocre. Not the worst, but not the best, I would say.
Yeah, you're right. I think mediocre's about the right way to put it. We haven't seen much from them, a little bit here and there, but nothing spectacular. Long, seeing if he can live up to his name and make a long shot happen again. A new kid on the block here for 4AM, just finally now old enough to compete in the international. And this is the clown car for EM, but EM doesn't mind going to these long northerly rotations. That is much their MO. They will happily tank some blue damage for the first couple of circles to come into it late, try to squeeze their way in somewhere. there is Aqua 5 just on the outside of Picado here. Now, this is a Gen G favorable circle. If Gen G is going to finally get it done, this could be one of their circles where they're given the opportunity to do it.
If the circle, the phase is coming up further, if they do zone in towards Picado, that's going to be the moment for Gen G. They know how to use the territory here. They know all the terrains. They know all the compounds. They know which spots they need to hold to capitalize off the battles. So if we do see Picado circles, then it's going to be Gen G. But Lin taking a fight onto Destination Gaming White. Machado will land a couple shots, and that's going to be enough for Lin to back off. Does he have a car? And yes, he does. So Machado also took a pretty good amount of damage, so they'll just disengage here. But
what is Machado has nothing. I mean, he has like nothing.
He has a level 2 vest.
Yeah,
okay.
He has a level 1 helmet. He has no heals. He's got to go back into Los Leones. I'm a little confused by that because Detonation Gaming White has all of Los Leones to themselves. Just maybe they sensed something with infantry. They felt like they could push out a bit, maybe get a pick onto Lin there. Just didn't quite work out for them. There you get a look at PO's mouse pad. His mouse from this angle looks to me like one of those old Macintosh mouses. Like it just only has one button.
It could be one of those like Microsoft Explorers, you know, the good old days with the ball mouse.
Oh, yeah, right?
Yeah,
Where
those were like, if you were to play FPS back in the 90s, that was the mouse
yeah.
you need to have.
You had to have it. It looked like you had to clean it out every week, and it looked like the inside of it looked like an overcooked egg yolk.
Oh,
like
yeah.
It was like this
my
gray,
God.
disgusting ball. Oh, it's terrible. Just boomer things.
Just boomer things, guys. But looking back towards Detonation Gaming White, a little more stuff been added to the inventory of SCS. We see a kit and 2 med kits here. So that's a little bit more farming added to that. Machado still have no mess to heal off. Oh.
Poor Machado finally finds some painkillers at least. I mean, this is probably just bad luck that he didn't find any heals right away.
He does find the level 3 backpack on the ground, so
there you go.
That's gonna be a little satisfying moment for him.
You gotta take what you can get. Every little victory, I guess, is all you're looking for. As I don't expect a ton of fighting on this one potentially. I mean, what we're seeing from Detonation Gaming White is what we see from a lot of Los Leones teams in the current meta of competitive PUBG. Setting up on the west-hand side and just kind of waiting things out as there is a plane coming over. That one looks to be heading right towards the Los Leones direction, I think, as from what I could see. There's your current leaders right now. Tianba doing so well in this tournament. Just one of the best performances you will ever see in competitive PUBG. I can't say enough about it.
At this point in game, if Tianba takes out 1 or 2 players from LYG, they could just play with SMGs and shotguns, and they'll still take the first spot, most likely. I hate to say this, but I think they nailed their spot in the top #1 quite well, I would say. Looking over towards Quadro, they're going to be getting in their cars to rotate into their teammates. And now, what more could we say? Just 2 minutes, 54 seconds remaining until the next circle pops. And as you've mentioned, there won't be much battle going to happen in this circle as there's a lot of areas open up.
Yeah, there really shouldn't be if teams are kind of not overcommitting to anything. Speaking of overcommitting, Carrot might be doing just that. He's going to cross in front of a couple members of Quadro. Let's see if Quadro can capitalize on it. Yoic gets a decent amount of damage into him. All it's going to need is one more shot, and he's going to be down somehow, some way. He's still alive. How is he not dead? I thought he was done for sure. Finally, they're going to blow his vehicle up. That took a little longer than it should have.
But even still, you don't want to be driving your car in front of teams like Quadro. They have the capability to blow your car right away. So that's going to be a disappointment for the member went down Carrot there. And now looking over towards infantry, he might spot a player from RBG here. He does hear the vehicle on the move. Hao Jie, he'll be lucky enough to get going. So.
And hey guys, while we have a quick break in the action, if you would be so kind, scroll down a little bit on your screens. There is a button, a link there where you can donate to charity. All of our efforts will go towards COVID-19 relief. We would love for you guys to do anything you can. Anything you can spare is wonderful. All goes towards a good cause. It'll be added towards the $100,000 that is coming out of the pockets of PUBG Corp, in addition to everything that's going on around the world. So we really appreciate you guys if you can spare anything you got laying around in your PayPal account or something like that. Would be wonderful as we are cutting back over to Sun Sister. Again, unfortunate for Sun Sister. They have really struggled here in this particular tournament. They're so good in Japan, but I'm always so sad when I want them to do well. I desperately want them to do well.
It's like that brother you can't hate even though they don't do well. Like, like they're just lovable. You know what I mean? Like Sun Sister is just like that. So like even with that performance, in the meantime, Mao Ye's gonna run over Yan Li. Probably will be able to take the res here, but another succession of unfortunate events, I would say.
that's a feels bad, man.
Feels bad, man. Pepe hands right away. But LYG Gaming, if they pick up more points coming into the third,
what is happening?
What is this?
It's again. Who else? It's Entis again.
Entis once again losing a member early on in the game. Oof, that's a woof for sure. And Carl will take 1 point to their team right away with easy smile on his face.
Yeah, I just don't know what's going on. Entis looks completely lost in this lobby. I guess part of it is because they've been bumped out of La Bandita. Gex taking some damage as they try to pull off of this particular engagement. They don't want anything to do with it just yet. They might have to set up shop, try and see if they can get a knock or two onto LYG at distance, and then maybe get something to go from there. Good news is the circle does shift in their favor, so up to the top left a bit for them. So Gex, even though they got pulled off, this is actually not the end of the world right now.
And you have to take a look at this, the dead center is Picado. Gen G is definitely loving this circle. You can already see Pio and Inonix spread out afar to take onto the ground. Aqua 5 as well is going to be spread out as well on the car coming down the hill. Will take a little stop as the momentum doesn't add on to the speed. And Aqua 5 just going mad with his mini. Not going to connect any shots just yet, but once Lambu peeks again from the compound, he might go down here.
Well, I think it's okay. VLG has 2 members on Overwatch providing cover fire, so
right.
I think it's okay for now, but you're right. But as time goes on, that's going to be a more difficult position because the circle did shift up away from them a bit. To make matters worse, Detonation Gaming White's just going to crash. Hikari's going to get the initial down onto Gokuri. It's going to be Deva trying to hold the door. Machao trying to blow out another door to open some lines. Seas goes down. It's 2 on their knees here. Deva's going to get knocked. Hikari very weak. Mellifo and Machao trying to provide some kind of miracle here for Detonation Gaming White as Machao trying to come up. He's going to open the door. Hikari's reloading. Oh no, he doesn't. He isn't able to pull the trigger. He ducks underneath it. He's going to get Hikari. Nice moves here from Machao.
And now 2 versus 2 for Detonation Gaming White, but Spear is going to come in huge and take a heroic down onto Mellifo. The last one surviving. Machao will be going down to the molly, thrown into the compound. So that's going to be it for Detonation Gaming White. Good effort, though. Definitely a good effort, taking a couple flushes down onto Ghibli. But it's going to be Ghibli. That's going to be coming out alive from this battle.
That's a tough push for Detonation Gaming White to make for a couple reasons. A, you're blindly just sending it into a compound. B, that compound is exposed from a couple different angles, so when you're trying to come in, there's other teams that are shooting into it. We saw Gen G has an angle on that compound. I believe Tianba may have as well. So potentially if the Tianba kind of shifted in that direction. So that was a really tricky push for them to make. Getting 2 kills out of it, it's okay, I guess, but you might want to rethink that kind of particular idea going forward, Detonation Gaming White. I like the confidence. You guys have been fantastic in terms of your team fighting. Not trying to take anything away from you in that respect, but that one was a little bit over-aggressive for my likes.
Yeah. Wasn't the best battle. Like, their fighting was good, but wasn't the best battle they could have picked on, I feel like. I think they could have had better battles and capitalized a little more off of it. But in the end, that's going to be 16th place for Detonation Gaming White coming into the final match of Miramar. We have 2 more Erangels to go, so this is not the end of the day. So stick around for sure. Indigo on the motorcycle is going to be on the run. He might be spotted out by GEX once again. Or if he does reposition up towards the north,
he's okay.
He's all right. Yeah. If they end up losing another member to GEX, that's just going to be...
that would just be really, really sad.
That's going to be a buzzkill for Entis. I mean, they've been buzzkilled already, but like even more the ego.
I can't think of a single game. I mean, they did win a game, but where they've been, because they had 3 up when they won the game on the very first day at Erangel by shooting range.
And the circle was pretty good. Like, it was zoning in towards shooting range.
Right, it just stayed on shooting range, which basically allowed them to kind of stay in a spot that is normally super dangerous and get away with it. This one, though, we want to go Central. Okay. Ooh. All right, well, we might get a Picado-ish finish as this is looking nice for Gen G. Like I said, Gen G needs to take advantage of a circle like this. They've got to defend a location. They got to regroup here relatively quickly. They're in a pretty big spread. And a lot of teams might be interested in trying to take their territory. And if they get kind of picked apart one by one, it could kind of fall apart for them very fast.
We see All-Stars already on the move. Don't know where they're going to be heading towards, either towards Genji or towards Tiamba. But it looks like Monster is going to crash right onto Tiamba. And Tian does spot these sound cues. He's just waiting inside the doors for the players to open the door and peek inside. There we go. Carl's going to step in like a brave man. Does he know Tian is holding on to that angle? Not just yet. The nade will be thrown first and the door will be popped, as All-Stars players will be at the second floor. The nade almost connecting, I feel like, but it will give enough time for Carl to reposition himself and not take any damage from the nade. Rest of the Tiamba players are also rotated in. This is going to be a big battle. Monster is opening up. Lorena taking down Carl, and Monster taking Lorena out once again.
M200, the last one left, on top of the stairs, puts a good spray down. He goes for the grenade. He throws it at his own feet. Oh, no, he just wasn't ready for somebody else to pop up the stairs. Good job by Luminous Stars Gaming. He panicked and he
that overhand nade that's gonna be a highlight clip, I would say.
Oh, that was great. That's so funny. I mean, we've all been there where you're just completely caught with your pants down and you don't know what else to do. So you're just like, well, I'm just gonna throw it somewhere and hope one of their players like steps on it after I throw it. I don't know. All right, so Pio was trying to see if he could pick off something from that, but it's going to be VLG putting some shots into him that's going to back him out. Aqua 5, though, in the meantime, still has an angle. Never mind. VLG also has angle on him. So that's going to be him backing out a bit as well as VLG. They also want to try to get something in top of Luminous Stars Gaming. Now, they're inside of a crater is Luminous Stars, so quite frankly, the Luminous Stars' best hope is that the circle is kind to them going forward.
And now Griffin rotating into the circle will face off Curzon in a 4v4. Not just yet. No shots are being fired just yet. PH101 might go for the push up top, but that's going to be a dangerous push. Minsung does spot a player there. That's going to be DA spotted out, looks like. And now the moment of truth. Will there be shots fired and will there be openings?
You know, yes, maybe. It looks like, all right, it's going to be Too Hard coming through with a vehicle. Minsung is up in front. Now, can Minsung get something done? You've got something over on his side. You've got a bolt action in the hands of DA. So if DA can get a knock onto Griffin, that'll definitely keep Curzon very, very safe. But we've seen Curzon, they're not interested in fighting. They're just interested in just trying to hold territory. Now, we'll see if they are allowed to do that. They've been pretty lucky with some of their circles, especially in the first week. This week, not so much. This one goes down to the south, and this is really lucky for Luminous Stars. They have a pretty good compound for now, but again, they're in the middle of a crater, and there's teams from every which direction can basically see them.
And Genji as well, they're holding on to pretty good spot, but they will have to rotate their players in. I think the Crane casters are drawing where the Loki's holding on to. It's a good spot, as Loki can spot out infantry players. That's probably going to be flanking down towards south, or any other players rotating up towards north as well. So that position Loki's holding on to is going to be on anchor, and rest of their players. Pio has to move back to the compound, I feel like. It's going to be a crash. It could be a crash, possibly.
We'll see. We'll see how confident Genji is in holding all of this territory down. Kinch runs over Kinch. Oops-a-daisies. That's not what you like to see, but Lash is right there to try to get him healed. Meanwhile, Gex is under fire. I'm assuming that's Genji who is putting shots. Could be Quadro as well when I look over at the map. Kinch not able to get behind a vehicle in time. Pio is going to get Yanli. Indeed, it is Genji who's up on top of Gex. Pio is going to finish his first knock and kill of the round. So that's the first point as well for Genji. EM, unfortunately for them, they are going to lose a member because of that vehicle accident. Griffin gets stuck in a shack and goes down in 14th place. So Griffin now is going to be your bottom Korea team. A disappointing tournament for Griffin, but it is their first big international, so sometimes those nerves do get to you a bit.
And now Faye wants a bite towards Elemental Mystic. Will go opening up with those SQS and not going to hit anything. Maybe one or two bullets, but definitely not enough to take down onto a knock. And now Rushby Gaming trying to rotate through. The car explodes and Indigo takes on 3 kills, and Rushby Gaming will be disbanded just right away. So,
Jesus, that's a nice fortuitous situation finally for the Entis boys. They get a big triple kill for themselves. They're going to be able to regroup, move their way into this next circle potentially. Picado still the eastern edge of Picado is on the western edge of the circle, so there's still a little bit of this to work with, although leaving Picado here, trying to come up that hill can be a bit tricky. Of course, anything in PUBG going up or down hills, always not the most fun, especially on Miramar where there isn't as much foliage to protect you from the trees and those various kind of things, as we're just waiting to see what Quadro's going to do because they have LYG and maybe a surviving member of Rush B Gaming coming towards them.
The circle is slowly zoning in, and LYG is on the move. Crazy might not get in the vehicle because of the sound cues. Migo will open up towards Quadro. Yacha going into the QE. Will land a couple bullets, but will take a couple bullets of his own as well. And we'll have to back off and heal. And rather, it's going to be D-Lex to take the shot onto Crazy. Smoke's being put out so they could rotate inwards. Not going to be popped just yet, so they need a couple more seconds. But the zone is right behind them. 32 seconds until it closes in. And Crazy, now with the smokes being popped, will throw out nades and will start pushing in towards where Quadro's holding on to, the motel. More nades being thrown, and Crazy will take a couple damage here. Yacha trying to hit those nades, and he does spot the head of Crazy. Will go for the spray down, will not take a knock.
It's good work here by Yacha. Now he's going to get the knock. That's one. Can he get Crazy? Spraying into it just over Crazy's head. Crazy's a little bit further forward than he realizes. Yoik's trying to watch the other side. Finally, Yacha is going to finish out LYG. So LYG's hot start is going to be put on hold just for now. Sun Sister in a battle up on the northern side. Here comes Curzon trying to come through 4 a.m. There is not a lot for Curzon to do. They are completely pinned. They've got Sun Sister in front of them. 4 a.m. over here as well. Now 4 a.m. going to get a knock onto Kendes. This is 4 a.m. working the side of this circle to perfection so far. Already 4 kills in the bag. They're up on top. They have so much room to work with.
But as you've mentioned before, the compound L-Star is holding on to is at the bottom of the crater. So if there could be any other teams looking down to them, will be a problem. But we're going to be looking over towards Wayless here, going for the shots. DA has a bolt action, so if he does connect, that's going to be an instant knock. Otherwise, it's going to be 4 a.m. Just continuously holding on to Curzon here. And now, with just 2 members alive, and they have lost their second spot, PH111 still out in the blue, will go for the shots. Not gonna hit Fiatchan. So they're being double teamed down by SST and 4 a.m. and now onto the reckless push. DA will go out by Lu, and so is gonna be PH111. And that he's just gonna die to the blue zone. He's not gonna give up points.
Yeah, they were done. There was nothing they could do.
Yeah.
They were trying, but they were completely smothered by 4 a.m. A little bit of help from Sun Sister to put some damage into them as well. PO moving up. Him and Loki trying to regroup with Anonix. They're only on feet. They didn't have vehicles. They're going up a hill. Is anyone going to see this? This is risky. They got to come up over. There's a fence in the way, not making things any easier for them. Anonix trying to do everything he can to buy them some time. Looks like they are going to be able to get in. Meanwhile, Wayless making it rain with some frag grenades. Sees Faye, puts Faye down. That was a nifty little spray from Wayless.
That was as accurate an M4 spray, like 150 meters away, could get. Fiatchan, the last one to alive, will be on the run, but Sun Sisters, they don't know. GEX is holding on to the other side of the edge, so they're just sandwiched in this little spot. Leo, looking over towards 4 a.m., will not be able to look once again, as Wayless will put a couple more shots into them, and all of a sudden, 4 a.m. and GEX trying to rotate into the circle. They might have to meet up with each other. In the meantime, Rush B Gaming will be taken out, and Gen G will lose a couple members to Lambu. I think they've been just ran over.
Yeah, this is over in the compound that Gen G was at. Let's go over to 4 a.m. It looks like Fiatchan is all alone. Goodbye. It's going to be Luminous Stars, actually, who take him down from inside the crater. Yowook making his way out of the city, trying to take advantage of all this fighting that has been going on. Gen G looks like they did suffer 2 losses in a skirmish with VLG infantry coming up towards their compound as well. Circle Center's on top of the last 2 surviving members of Element Mystic. There's still a couple, it still looks like there's Indigo left here. He might be coming up in the back of some members of Quadro. Loki and Anonix desperately trying to hold this house down against an onslaught from a couple different teams.
In the meantime, GX will try to pick up the down player, but Wayless and Forever is already on the push. But third-party shots from Lash will put them back to where they were at, and Lash will take a couple bullets of his own. And now GX, with the successful res, will try to push out 4 a.m., but Long and Wayless still healthy. They're going to be holding on to this. All 4 members are ready to take on to GX, and there we go. Long will spot out another member from GX, and will start firing down. And Kiravi from the other side will find the third-party angle. So GX is getting bullied left and right. Will be an unfortunate will be in an unfortunate situation.
It's a game of Pong right now for them. They're bouncing between two different battles. 4 a.m. and EM just keeping the pressure on, of course, as they should. Very smart stuff. Loki pushed out to the warehouse. Infantry definitely knows something's going on here because of the fighting between VLG and Gen.G earlier. So well aware that someone could be out here. Loki watching the other door, but right now taking it very, very slow as infantry because they don't want to reveal their position. Crouched walking, very difficult to hear in competitive PUBG, especially because there's constantly firing and other junk going on. So this is Loki's doing everything he can to keep his ears open. Now he's going to start moving. Him and Onyx are going to peek around an angle, and Onyx going to get the first down. Can they get the second? That grenade's going to be just too far past Lin to do anything useful. And now Loki, he's going to try to flank around the backside. And Onyx is going around somewhere. He's flanking way out. I'm kind of curious what Onyx is thinking here. That first knock, maybe they're worried they're on the bottom side of this particular warehouse. That grenade going to force Loki out. He finally gets the molly on top. That should be the end here for Zhao Yang.
Lin, the last one to be alive. Stun grenades being popped, and that's going to be enough for Loki to go out and finish Lin. Infantry goes out at 7th place, and in the meantime, we're going to be looking over towards 4 a.m. versus GEX. I think they have decided to run over towards 4 a.m. And now, they're going to be running up. Wayless goes down to Leo. That's going to be unfortunate, but there are more 4 a.m. members in the back to take the shots. Forever taking down Leo, and he's going to be going on the push. Chai Wei. And that's it for GEX.
That was not the way for Chai Wei, but now we're going to get 4 a.m. taken down by Yacha. Good shooting from Yacha. He has really been stepping up today. Really nice performance from him and the Quadro boys. But Luminous Stars Gaming, somehow, some way, despite being stuck in the middle of this crater, the circles have been fairly favorable to them, and then they were able to take advantage of all this fighting around the edges to get themselves out into an incredible position. On top of this, the circle continues to be on top of them. Luminous Stars Gaming doing a fantastic job with a difficult early position, working it into a good position late game.
But if Gen.G successfully pushes off WMB off the angle and takes the southern part of the circle, then Quadro also has a pretty good chance to go onto the northern side and sandwich L-Stars down. So they have to think this smart. They have to hold off two teams at the same time, but rather this time around, I think they're going to be focusing their firepower towards Gen.G. And this allows Quadro to sneak up from behind from them.
Well, the hope here for both Quadro and Gen.G is that one of these two teams gets the fight kicked off early with Luminous Stars, and then the other one can try to pounce on it, catch the other team while they're looking the other direction. What's going to be really interesting is right here. This is what I wanted to look at. WNB. I'm really glad our observers are showing this. He is the linchpin for Luminous Stars. If Loki and Onyx can get him spotted out, they do spot him, they might be able to get some damage done into Luminous Stars. If they could break this flank here on the southern side, they might be okay. But for now, they're just they don't have a good angle on it. They're not really happy with it. They're going to back off.
And L-Stars were successful to push Gen.G off of where, the angle they are holding onto, so now Gen.G has to run into Quadro most likely. Yo, already taking shots towards Loki, and this is exactly what L-Stars wanted to happen. And now, Yo, trying to be revenged by Loki, will not take any hits, luckily. And now, L-Stars still holding onto the center circle, will have the rest of the members join up with Monsters.
Yeah, this is great positioning from L-Stars. Great job reinforcing their flank when Gen.G poked at it. They did the fantastic job. That is going to do exactly what you're talking about. Force Gen.G and Quadro to potentially fight a little bit here. Now, there is a pretty steep ledge for these two teams to work with. Yowook almost had a good enough angle onto Loki, but Loki finds a dip for himself to get behind. Luminous Stars trying to wrap around, trying to wrap up. Now they're trying to prevent Quadro from doing what Gen.G just tried to do on the other side, get on the flank.
And if L-Stars are successful to do what they have just done to Gen.G, then they're not going to suffer from any loss and have Gen.G and Quadro fight off the top two Korean teams at the moment. And in the meantime, just 5 seconds away from the next phase pops up. The final circle, I think, yes, the final circle we have is going to be just somewhat centered and allows a member of Quadro to be still part of the circle. Kara pushes up.
This is our observers are doing a fantastic job here, keeping track of these flankers for Luminous Stars. They are doing such a nice job pointing out what WNB is trying to do, what Carl is trying to do. They really want to make sure that no one's going to break a flank, and then all of a sudden they got to be looking in multiple different directions, because once the fighting kicks off, then the other teams are going to try to take advantage of it. So Yowick still peppering shots down. Ooh, Loki lands a headshot onto him, though, so that's going to back him off a bit. Plenty of heals available for Yowick. He's going to go for the med kit here. Instead of the first aid kit, he has enough time. He might as well try to use it at this point. That might be Gen G trying to go on top of this. I mean, Loki knows he ripped the head, but they aren't going to be able to really capitalize on it.
I think All-Stars might have to think this one twice. If Gen G doesn't suffer from any loss and comes out alive from the Battle of Quadro, Gen G could definitely go for the 4 versus 2 and take the win here, as they are bloodthirst.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
That would be fun to see. I would love to see just an outplay in general on the Luminous Stars. Would be fun. Of course, Luminous Stars, I can't take anything away from them. They played this so well this round. This has been textbook front to back. Finally, the fighting kicks off. Loki, no can do. Yowick's going to get him, and Onyx going to get Yowick. Is he going to finish it? This is basically giving the win to Luminous Stars here. And Onyx trying to win the duel against Yacha. Yacha's been hot this round. Can he finish off Onyx? He's going to go for the molly, but here comes Luminous Stars up and over the hill. That's going to be Onyx down. Yacha is in their crosshairs. He is not long for this world. That is going to be Luminous Stars Gaming taking game number 3.
Great job has been done, and great performance has been come through for Luminous Stars. They weren't performing that well into the first week, but coming into the second week on the Friday as well, they took game number 2, and on the final day of today, they also took game number 3. So 2 wins in their pocket, so that's going to add up to those points they already had.
I mean, what we're seeing on Miramar is Chinese dominance. They know this map, and they know how to play it so well, and I got to give Luminous Stars Gaming so much credit, playing from a very difficult position, in my opinion. Guys, we have 2 more games left to close it out here for PCS Asia Charity Showdown. Stay tuned. We'll be back.
Yet been able to find their entry into this circle wild card. Oh, sharp shot! You see swapping son of a gun into the back seat of the buggy onto his butt and spraying down onto.
이쪽에 NN이 맞추거든요.
자, 기절을 못 시켰는데 고각수류탄 바로 못 시켰어요. NN 고각수류탄.
자 위로. 오우. 자 이제 하나 와! 슈퍼 플레이 나오네요.
진짜
You guys remember that dip that Carnage had just a second ago? They're about to have some company of vehicles just come rolling. No, Budgie! What? He lived somehow, some way. It's a world This is chaos incarnate. Microphone gets taken out of
厉害！这个厕所里面有人，但是他不知道一个背身进去。
哎呀，好痛！这种角度真的很痛。
关键是他还是背着进去的，这是倒车入库。
背刺达人，
漂亮！
最后他
兄弟又来一个补吗？一手扔到底，没子弹了，还有12发，哇！
啊，第三个人呢？
你在干什么呀？
여욱 선수가 좀 혼자 남아있고 여기 살리고 연막 쪽으로 소리 들렸죠 방금? 여기 있나 여기 있나요?
지금 불편한 번호를
아니
몰랐어요.
Have the numbers, which is starting to come back down the side. Stacy's just holding the angle. He does go down from some good shots from McCoy. He jumps out of the building. His grenades go through. He spins back around on his angle. Steps around back behind him. Picks up another one. All right, McCoy. I see what you're working with. Happy birthday to you. And he picks up a fourth.
I'm trying to throw the pan. They're trying to pan him. They're actually trying to pan him. They got him! H3 got him!
I'm going to die. With still having the main island having a little bit of control on there, a couple of these guys can make their way through and find himself getting knocked from.
It's really interesting because, yeah, actually, like, the Team Liquid guys, super, super nice dudes. A grenade up to Highwind. Highwind, the hero, all right, on top of him.
来看一下这边3名成员不明推进面对 Harry 的架枪，这里打第一支、第二支，掉第三支，也很漂亮。
什么东西啊 Well, he's gonna have to work his way forward. They're next to each other. He's actually just gone around him. Gaxi, turn around. He's behind you. They have no idea how close they are right now. Gaxi is a centimeter away, and inch by inch they walk forward in unison. Ghostar just came out this way. He has no idea that Ghostar is still behind him. Boom, Ghostar! Ghostar's in the blue! Oh my god, he might go down!
We'll see Ghostar, but it's not quite enough. K-Man gets him down. K-Man goes for Fuzz. Fuzz forced to go down. He's going to stick to the spray. He's got no bullets left. Mini Fountain! Oh my word!
そしてリラックス取り特殊部隊サンシスターを沈めに参ります。ケンです下手投げグレネード一旦効果出て当たってるその頃ダウン裏回って降りて外側1人目ダウン3人目いけるか3人目全部取れるか倒したか間に合う
So many teams now piling up from the south. T-Bone. Oh my word, T-Bone's right next to them. He's gonna fly.
The ball is gonna be coming right here, and Liverpool is just waiting, and there we have it.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. 2 more games remain, 1 more map. Erangel, we've got 2 to go, but L-Stars Gaming with a big 21-point chicken dinner. Incredible game from them top to bottom. They busted Tianba out of a compound. No easy task, as we have seen throughout this tournament. And then they're able to sneak their way through in a difficult compound inside the middle of a crater, come out with a impressive chicken dinner.
And it was down to the finesse level of map control. What we saw in the top 3 teams, they were pushing Genji off from the flank and driving them right into the faces of Quadro. And for Quadro, they were pushing a little bit so that Quadro couldn't push up to the northern side of where L-Stars are holding on to. So that is like the top-notch map control we could possibly see coming from a Chinese team, I would say. And this allows L-Stars to be ranked at 5th in total leaderboard we have here.
Yeah, I mean, now it's getting very red on the left-hand side of this. There are 4 Chinese teams over there, 3 Korean teams, and then Team Curzon, who's they continue to struggle here since the first week for Curzon. It feels bad. I would have loved to have seen them continue to do well. Nothing to take away from them. They played so well in that first week. Since then, hasn't really gone their way, as they did pick up 3 chicken dinners. Still, though, Genji, the only Korean team, no chickens on their side. Or wait, did Griffin not have one either? I didn't catch it there. I was just looking through. But anyway, still, it's it's disappointing that regardless that Gen G does not have a chicken dinner.
Because Gen G was one of the top contenders to the rank #1 coming into this PCS Asia Charity Showdown. Seeing them performing like this, like it's still a decent performance, but could have been a little better. So that's going to be it for Gen G. But in the meantime, we're going to be looking over towards the Korean teams. As I've mentioned before, top 3 Korean teams will be getting a bye into the next PCS Asia event. So that's going to be Quadro and Elemental Mystic and Gen G for now. Elemental Mystic sitting at 108 points, Gen G at 105, but chasing right behind them is gonna be OG and Entis at 85 and Ghibli at 89 points. 10 points difference is definitely possible, so Gen G has to definitely strap in and try their best to hold on to their #3, because otherwise they'll have to go through the group stages.
Right. I mean, absolutely not something they're really interested in doing. Another big game from VLG is all it will take, or OG and Entis. They still have a chance as well. These 3 Korean teams, you know, they want to stay up there. You don't want to give up that spot, for sure. You want to have that comfortable group stage coming up ahead of you if you can so help it. Element Mystic, recently not great, but they're just so darn consistent. I mean, we just seem to always find 1 or 2 members surviving into the late game. Even though they're not able to get really 4 up and get, you know, that impressive win potentially, you can still see the smiles on their faces. They're having a good time. It's been a long, difficult journey for them to get here. But I'm really impressed with them in Quadro especially.
Shooting range and Elemental Mystic was one of the best modes, I would say, although they weren't getting more points than just a couple placement points. But that shows how consistent Elemental Mystic is. In the meantime, coming into Erangel, Gen G has been driven off from their landmark of South George. So this might be even harder for Gen G to capitalize off of their position in #3 of all the Korean teams, as now Miramar, they were able to hold on to Picado, but going to Erangel, they know they have to play at an area that they are not the best to play with. You know, like South George is obviously their best landmark to play with. Even though nobody will contest them at Multa Power hasn't been their most favorite. So
yeah,
they are just it's like this. Like they're not most familiar with Multa Power.
Right.
So it might be even harder. But we are going to be moving into match #4 of the day.
Yeah, very shortly here. The game should be kicking off. Actually, nope. We're going to have to redo the lobbies. You get to come back me at my angled chair because my knee is, again, propped up on a nice little cushion next to me. Very nice. Very comfortable. I am very fine. No pain right now.
I also got a free water. I got some free Pocari Sweat.
Yeah, Pocari Sweat.
This is I bought from the convenience store, but it's all good. But shout out to the producers here at Nice Game TV. They are taking a good care of us, for sure indeed.
They're doing a great job. We really appreciate them. We really appreciate you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for joining us for this fantastic, wonderful event. Not only is it incredible PUBG, it's great to have international PUBG competitions back, but it's for a good cause, guys. So again, you can donate below. We won't tell you too many more times, but if you got a little extra money, go please help out. We would really appreciate that. So I had something I was going to say a second ago. And
honestly, I didn't even think international competitions in any esports would happen because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Like, it's just impossible. But somehow, in some way, PUBG has decided to group up the countries that could possibly be in the same ping range and make this happen. So I'm definitely grateful for PUBG to host this event.
Yeah, I'd say the unfortunate thing is that we don't get a merger of all 4 of these big PCS events. You know, we have Asia, we have APAC, we have Europe, we have NA. We don't get to see all 4 of these regions then square off against each other based on who comes out of those. Unfortunately, we would love to, but of course we can't right now because of the way things are in the world, and nobody wants to play on 300 ping.
Oh yeah,
you know, from a server who knows where. So this is the best we can do, and it's fantastic that we're able to at least do this. We get some incredible PUBG, we get some great games, a lot of really fun moments across all of the divisions. I mean, I'm having a blast watching these, and it's just great. I mean, it's just like PUBG's on my phone all day. Even though my knee is messed up, I can just lay in bed, prop my knee up, you know, get it elevated so we can get the blood flow properly there, get the swelling to go down, and then just watch PUBG on my phone all day. You got NA after us. You got EU, the last day of the group stages for EU. And then after that, after EU is the finals for NA. And then next week, the end of next week, you get the finals for EU. Oh, and tomorrow, Tuesday and Wednesday, we have the Korean qualifiers for PCS Series 1 coming up, 6 p.m. Korean time. Join us tomorrow, please, guys. It will be incredible. I'm not exactly sure what the groups are off the top of my head, but regardless, it's a Korean lobby, so it's going to be nuts.
It's going to be a stacked lobby for sure, but in the meantime, it's hard times for everyone in PUBG to stand out and decide to throw out millions of dollars for the nation. It's going to be it's going to be definitely for the good deeds, I would say.
Right.
Because I know for a fact a lot of companies right now are struggling, like not just PUBG but any other companies that I couldn't say the names since we're
globally. Everybody's struggling. It's not you could say anybody. Anybody's struggling.
Dude.
It's hard, man. And so stay home, stay safe. Watch some PUBG, guys. It's been a lot of fun being with you and being with you guys doing these games. So thanks again. We're waiting for the lobby to reload. Just probably had somebody drop out when the plane kicked off. Usually that's what happens.
Yeah.
Is somebody just crashes. So we try to make sure everybody can get in the plane and get out. And the ruling after that is, if I remember correctly,
twice.
Everybody has to get out of the plane and touch the ground. They might have changed it because it's online, but it used to be for LAN that everybody has to get out of the plane and everybody has to touch the ground. If you crash after that, well, too bad. But in this one, I think it's the same. So it is a bit unfortunate if you crash right after you hit the ground.
I mean, if you do crash after you hit the ground, at least you can reconnect and
get
it going. But if you crash in the airplane, then you might reconnect too late.
That's why we have to restart the lobby. Yeah, exactly. So try to be as fair as we possibly can. Things happen. And yeah, this has been a lot of fun. The game should start here relatively quickly. The last time this happened, it was a matter of minutes.
Yeah, so just hang in there for a couple more minutes. We're gonna get things started, and we do see the map screen, so we're gonna be switching over to screens in just a matter of seconds. But in the meantime, I want to talk about EU. What's been happening over there?
Navi's been happening recently.
Navi's been happening.
Dude, I tell you what, that Navi team, shout out to them. Those boys are nuts. Those guys are the kings of Miramar right now. I think they may be the best Miramar team in the world right now. So if you want to see them and LYG, for my money, are playing Miramar just so well. And I want to give a big shout out to those guys. There's a lot of other great teams. FaZe, of course, never fails to impress. They're incredible. And this has got to be, especially when I think about some of the best teams in the world, for Gen G especially, with how they're performing versus seeing what FaZe is doing over in Europe, they got to be kind of doing what I just did there, kind of sucking in their teeth and just kind of going, oh boy, we got some work to do, because right now there's a lot of other teams that have been good that are stepping up in the past, and they're nipping at the heels at Gen G. Everybody had their sights. Gen G had the big bullseye in their back, and Tianba is showing that if you kind of bully Gen G, then they have problems.
But still for Tianba, they're sitting at like 190-something points. So yeah, that's a big point to chase. But we are going to be moving into the first Erangel of the day. Match number 4.
Match number 4. I think for real this time, guys. Got a bit of a countdown going. We're showing the trophy case. Yeah, from PGI.
Good old ones.
That's the old ones from the very first big international. And you can find that one. That's where that old warehouse used to be by Shelter. Yep, now it's the museum. And it is
still a pretty good loot.
Yeah, it's fine. Yeah, it's got high tier loot in it. So if you want to go in there in your pub games or whatever, take control of it. It's not too bad. It's got some new cover around it as well, making it a little more workable than the old warehouse used to be. As we are going to do the classic observer from the airplane path from the runway. We take off as we are ready for game number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Bench, your captain speaking. We'll have an announcement for you.
We are going to be taking off shortly. And in the meantime, I want to talk about that compound. Basically, the museum right now, the Koreans call it the Electromarts because I have no idea. So it's like
why?
It's like the Best Buy of Korea, right? So
I know. I love the Technomarts, the Electromarts here in Korea. I go to them all the time, especially the one in Yongsan. Right?
Yeah.
Love it. Fantastic. That's where I get all my computer equipment. That's where I get my gaming stuff. Everything I need. I need to get a new mouse. My poor mouse. My mouse is finally dying after 6 years. My Razer Taipan is finally dying.
He's done well.
It has been an incredible mouse. I will give it that. Time to look for a new one. So I'm going to have to head down there. Well, I can't. I'm going to have to order one online because my knee is busted. But
unfortunate, but yeah.
Why would they call it the Tech? I don't know. Whatever.
Basically, just for you Western viewers, it's the Best Buy of Korea. I have no idea. Like even before it patched the museum, like we called it the Electromart, and the the small compound next to the museum, with the single house shack and the walls around it. We call that ant hell.
Anthill?
Ant hell. Yeah.
Oh.
So basically what happens is if a team is controlling that compound, you'll see like bunch of teams running around within cars and trying to crash in, and you'll take an easy shot to those cars pre-patch.
Got it.
So you can take some easy kills, but we're going to be seeing a circle just this resembles of day number 1 where it was 50-50 down towards South and North George.
Yeah. Not so much. Now we're way up there. This is a brutal circle for a lot of these teams.
And back then it was like until phase number 7, water was still within the circle going 50-50. So I'm just hoping it doesn't happen like that. But in the meantime, Tiamba controlling onto South George and Elemental Mystic. Instead of going towards Saberni, will take onto North George. And their decision has been paid off for sure indeed, as they're being in the very, very dead center of the circle. 4 angry men holding onto their typical school and apartments.
I'm really hoping for a Zarky circle. I love Zarky circles. I love circles that end up there. I find them to be so fascinating because you don't get to go up there very much.
And especially the mountains around Zarky. Oh my god, there's like 4 different hills. Like there's like 2 teams per hill.
And even the field by Zarky is actually pretty workable, the one that's just by North George. There's quite a bit of like terrain change up there naturally. So and there's like a spot in the middle of it that's really fun to use. Just kind of like there's that spot in the field that's south of George.
Oh, right.
That's got like that radar tower. Not
a
radar
radar
tower.
yeah.
It's like a power thing. I don't know.
Everybody calls it a radar. I don't know why.
I know. It's not actually a radar tower, but I'm like, well, I know what it is. But
it's like power pole, like a big one.
Yeah. It's one of those electricity things. I don't know what to call those.
We like as long as you guys understand, we can call it power or
call
radar
it
or
whatever.
whatever. Like as long as it's workable.
This is our broadcast. We can do what we want, man.
Oh yeah.
You are all stuck with us, okay? Buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
So sad. But L-Stars firing up on towards Novo. And their rotation might be a hard one, as the circle is going to be the dead opposite end of Novo. So we do see Quadro farming over towards Milta and the compounds surrounding it. So we might see a possible bridge camp, although it is risky. Long DD here, having an M4. It doesn't have a big mag, so a little unfortunate there.
Meh, he'll find one.
He'll find one
probably,
for sure.
Probably. You can typically get about most of the loot you want with the super settings. And by the way, if those of you at home haven't tried ranked mode in the newest PUBG patch, get out there and do it. It is so fun. It is so good. I think you guys will really like it. It's 64 players. You can only play squads, FPP or TP. And by the way, our tournaments, of course, are always in FPP.
Stop trolling.
Stop trolling the chat. Especially if you're a professional player or coach. Stop trolling the chat. I've seen that from time to time. No names will be mentioned, but I've seen it from time to time. Yeah, go out and try ranked mode. It's super fun, guys. It is really intense. Teams take it very seriously. You got to learn a lot of things. I'm trying to teach some of my friends that have never really played competitive PUBG or watched much competitive PUBG, despite me trying to convince them to like teach them how to like position cars next to trees and rocks to like create barricades and things like that. They just like throw their car out in the middle of nowhere, and I'm like, no. Like you got a tree like 3 feet away. Move it a little closer, and you can like block some stuff off. So
too much gap.
But it's too much gap. You don't want that gap. But it's super fun. I think you guys will really like the loot settings especially. So go check that out. I've been having a blast when I can play. And Quadro's making their rotation from Milta. They're going to bypass the farm, honk some horns. And they're pretty wide open, though. No one's really anywhere near them.
And now the circle zoning in. 4 minutes away from it closes completely in. Entis taking on to Mount Everest. Lorena holding on to the top. Does he peek out? Yes, he does decide to peek out. And Entis just not noticing Lorena just yet. Could be a battle for blood. Lorena just waiting for the moment. I don't think no sound cues are given. Songjang does spot Lorena out, and so does Lorena. So they will exchange a couple shots, and they are going to be just rotating themselves backwards.
This is interesting. I can't remember the last time I've seen Entis go up to this mountain this early out of Pachinki. I like the move by them. This is a nice position to take. And Tianba as well. Of course they should take this. They were the Southern George people, and now we've got 3 teams, like you said. Leo's trying to see if he can maybe third party this fight a bit.
Just waiting patiently. He's not going to push a little further. He's just going to be waiting with his 4X Mini. Lin Shun will relocate his vehicle to a safer spot. And now 4 a.m. is coming towards Mount Everest. This might be a fourth wheeling coming through. And now
This is why a lot of teams don't go up here much
Yeah,
anymore.
like if you're up there, it's gonna be a hard fight to survive. 4 a.m.
Everybody
doesn't
wants
decide to
it.
go up, but they're gonna decide to just rotate around it. And now they're gonna run in towards GEX as Leo's the only one up top of the mountain. The rest of the members holding onto the compound. Oof. 4 a.m. does decide to locate themselves just right below the Everest. This is gonna be a hard one for sure, indeed.
Yeah, at this point, 4 a.m. kind of has to hedge their bets and hope that this circle goes south, which it is more likely to do than not. And I think it's an okay idea for them. GEX is also kind of setting up in a similar type position, taking the garage and the houses over here potentially, or they might bypass it. We'll see. Sun Sister crossing the path of Detonation Gaming White. Detonation Gaming White comes from Yasnaya. That's their drop location. So Sun Sister's trying to get around them, and it looks like they should be able to do that. There was not much of a trap lane.
That could have been another Japanese brawl, but we don't want to see that happen. We are hoping that Japanese teams perform better coming into the last two matches. Lin will be exchanging a couple fire shots towards whoever that was, but not going to be taking any damage for himself. So he'll be smiling out of this one. And now he's going to be on the rotation. That was actually Pio, so Pio didn't land any bullets. That's a little disappointing.
He's been off, man.
Yeah.
We've been watching him because, again, we're piggybacking off the Korean stream, so we're going to get a little bit more of the Korean teams in our purview, which means we're going to get a little more PO than normal, which is always a good thing in my opinion. Well, usually. Unfortunately, this tournament hasn't been the best for PO, hasn't been the best for Gen G. We haven't seen that PO that's just absolutely special, other than that one moment on Miramar where he single-handedly brought Gen G into a second place with a bunch of kills by himself. That was our PO moment. We haven't gotten many others.
But PO has been trying his best to show his effort, and not just for the tournaments, but on his personal streams. He's been talking about this, that he's a little disappointed by it to himself as well. Hopefully he doesn't get depressed too much, since he's definitely trying hard, and we do see the effort. Yeah,
he'll come back.
There are ups and downs. There are times where you just don't perform well.
Every professional gamer goes through it. Every professional gamer goes through up and downs. It's just so hard to be the best all the time.
In the meantime, Long DD will be spotted out by Griffin. He'll throw a nade to hopefully salvage himself, but that's going to be Carl to take onto 2 hearts, and now suddenly Griffin, having a member down, they're going to have to find a spot to sit down, belly down, and start heal off. The nade very close, exploding right next to Minsung. What a close one.
I thought he was done. Nice shooting by 2tap there to get WNB. This is such a tricky position for Griffin. This hill, I've tried to fight from the back of this hill more than one time because I'm not good at PUBG, but it's really hard. And this isn't to say that Griffin is making a mistake or anything. They got kind of trapped here by LG. This is really, really not easy to come from. And you're so exposed on the backside. Now, good shooting can open doors for you, as one member of Griffin is going to get flushed out. So the other 3 trying to battle their way past Luminous Stars Gaming.
Gen G is going to be driving right next to where the battlefield is going to be at, and so is 4 a.m. going to be rotating into the circle. And now Pio from the side is trying to third party a little bit, decides not to get involved a little more. It could be risky, so he decides to get on his motorcycle and just get the heck out of here.
Smart. Very smart.
Yeah.
Very, very smart. Luminous Stars Gaming was backing off of their fight with Griffin to potentially get in the way of this Gen G position that Pio had set up, and instead Genji, I think very, very wisely, just going to full send it up to the circle. They can get in on this southern compound, gatekeep down there, keep teams from coming in that particular direction. There is a lot of teams trying to set up shop inside of Southern George, as EM's Kira is trying to get his vehicle maybe a little bit out of the way of that door so he can get in. Thank you very much. Was that not enough? He's like, screw it. Like, this isn't worth it. My vehicle's on fire. If somebody shoots at it while I'm in it and it blows up, and of course you die. And Migo, I think that is Lash there, or Kinch, excuse me, Kinch. My eyes deceived me a bit. That white was hard to read with white buildings in the background behind it. This is still on North George, which is
this circle. A brutal circle. This is a brutal circle. More than 50% of it is water.
Good Lord. This is awful. This circle is actually awful. Like,
this is disaster awful.
This is really, really bad. What's weird is you might see a team take a boat, like Sun Sisters might actually think if they can find one. I'm not even kidding. It could work. Like, it's one of those things that you wouldn't expect. It's really hard to set up shop on the coast of South George, like up on the northern part of it. I don't know. This one's going to be wild. This, you know what? Should be fun.
And if you do have a boat under control, like if the circle does shift hard south or hard north, then you have a method to cross that bridge without taking shots. So it's going to be a safer play coming through for Sun Sisters indeed. but a minute 16 seconds away from the next circle being revealed, and that's the moment of real truth for all these teams chuckled up down south of George. We got like how many? We got like 8, 7, 6, 8, 9 teams just in South George. So this is gonna be a hard one. Hard rotation for all of these teams.
See, this is what I'm talking about. EM here finds a boat. This is really smart. That bridge is death. They know this bridge is death. They know there's a ton of teams that are stuck in South George because of the way this circle is. They know they have to hedge their bets here. Most likely, this is going south. It's very, very unlikely this goes north. There's no way they're going for that crate. There's no way. There's no way. If they go for that crate, then they truly, truly are insane people. Because that crate is potentially death. Maybe they could get away with it if nobody expects it, but with the noise the boat is making, I'd find it hard to feel comfortable getting away with it.
In the meantime, Griffin and L-Stars signs a truce, but Monsters wants to break it, takes shots towards Minsung, and there's Asura. There you go. You broke the truce. Now you're going to be taking it down. L-Stars losing a member, but there is going to be Carl to take Asura down. Trying to flush it out is going to be Minsung. Takes one, going for the second one. Will dish out tons of damage, but he himself will be taken down to 16 HP. Has to go inside a room and heal off, but that's going to be L-Stars to take the blue circle damage first before Griffin.
Look at how late Curzon is coming into this. What in the world is this circle?
What am I seeing? What are we witnessing?
We are witnessing the most awful circle I've ever seen in a long time. This is going to be brutal. This is probably going to end up by the tree that's just outside of western South George, is my guess. There's a tree out there on a hill that you can use, and this is absolutely nuts. If you could get behind that hill and hold it down, it's actually pretty powerful in this particular circle. Nobody's tried to take it yet. Genji's the closest. They have the gatekeeping position on it. Let's look over to Minsung. He's trying to get a flank. He's going to get a couple. Where's 2Tap for the help? Carl and WNB still alive for Luminous Stars Gaming. I have no idea what 2Tap is doing. 2Tap is busy being stunned and backing off, as Minsung could be dead meat, but actually 2Tap is wrapping to help him, and Luminous Stars kind of had an idea, but now they are backing off of that, maybe? We'll see.
In the meantime, everybody looking over towards Tiamba, holding on to the two houses compound outside of South George, which is like, it's a decent compound. Like, you could rotate backwards and take the hill, but Tian will go down towards Spear, so VLG wants him to take a bite into this fight, and Honest will take down Kinch. Pao will finish off Tian. So Tiamba losing a member, and Lash will be taken out as well. So Lorena definitely stepping up for Tiamba to pick up more kill points and have that 200-point zone definitely possible for them. And now Lash won't be rezzed, as the rest of the members are far, far away from where Lash is down at.
I want to just take a quick look out there at the far left part, top left part, or top right of your part of your map. That was Sun Sister. LYG getting smashed. This is Quadro doing the dirty to them. That is easy as you like there for Quadro. They have a lot of room to go. Tons of ability to fight on this. Yowook on top of the roof, doing a pretty good job. G9's up on the apartment roof. Map somehow gets through there. Great push by him. Pao isn't able to take advantage of it. So many teams looking at him. I have no idea how he got through that gauntlet. That is a really, really fortuitous situation. Sun Sister's out in the water swimming. That's what I was trying to get to, but there's so much fighting going on. I am losing my mind.
In the end, Luminous Stars takes out Griffin, so that's going to be Griffin going out of 16th place, furthering away their spot for the buy-in for the next PCS Asia event coming up. And in the meantime, we're going to be looking over towards Tiamba. They fended off that attack from Elemental Mystic quite well, did end up losing Tian, but they will still be able to hold onto the compound. That could possibly be part of the next circle. And now Curzon looking to move in, will be taking a beatdown from 4 AM. Forever taking a good headshot onto DA. Sun Sisters actually is going to get off the boat. Doesn't want to give any sound because they're just chilling in the water, boys. They're going to be swimming to that ridge, or whatever you call that, coastline.
I've got Little Mermaid songs stuck in my head now. That's what's going on up in my brain. So 4 AM has great view on Curzon. Curzon, who entered the circle way late. They were still out in the blue when the phase 3 hit.
Oh,
and there we
my
go. Yeah, I'm telling you, this circle is going to end up right either to like the south or the west of Genji. I kid you not. Sun Sister just needs to hold off on this beach. Prone by the beach, just wait this out. Sun Sister, normally I don't condone their passiveness. This time, totally acceptable. Just hang out prone by that beach. No one can really see you from many angles.
Did they, like, when they were remaking the lobby, did they miss up any settings? Like, cause there's still a ton of, like, I'm not blaming anybody, but like this almost feels like they missed something on the settings. But in the meantime, Curzon is still outside the circle, so they have to rotate inwards, and 4AM is holding onto the compound. Here goes Renba with the spray down to G9. Maps is going to steal the kill off from Renba, though, so that's going to be a point towards LYG. In the meantime, Spear taking down Mao Ye. That's going to be another point towards VLG, finally. And now, all of a sudden, players are just jacked up in a small space, like a whole ton of people.
There's so many buildings still inside of this circle as well, believe it or not. I mean, you can see it here on your screen. Kind of a little bit of Rush B gaming. Tianba has stuff. Quadro has to fight through, though. They've been doing a pretty okay job of getting knocks, but a lot of their kills have been stolen. They got one on LYG, and that is it. Otherwise, nothing doing for their knocks. All this hard work that they've been trying to do, though, they might just go down. I think this is also really smart. Swim around this. Try to keep other teams out of your point of view. Other teams can't go over to the coast to try to make you pay for this. It's death. The other teams will see you doing it from the buildings.
In the meantime, we're going to be looking over towards Curzon, trying to gather up towards where 4AM is looking. But Carl from Luminous Stars is going to be walking up from behind, not spotted out just yet, so he could take a couple cheeky kills here. Just waiting for the moment for him to open up. He's going to take more blue damage, minute 40 seconds away from the next circle pops. But as you have mentioned, it's going to be that hill. It's most likely going to be that hill to be the final circle to be given. Wayless throwing a couple nades to push Curzon off the map. That's actually Lin Shun to take down the map. So that's like far, far away. Yacha with the nade though. Counted the time right. Bounces off. If that was the old nade, that would have been a definite down onto Hao Jie here. The Molly, though. Oh, okay. The Molly will toast him to a knock. So that's going to be that for Hao Jie.
Yeah, fantastic utility usage so far, but Delax is going to pay the price. Renba trying to cross the street. He is so weak, and Deva's going to get him, trying to get behind the fence. He is knocked. Yacha hoping for some kind of miracle with that grenade. Lorena shooting at Yacha's feet, I believe, underneath that wall. Yes, indeed.
My God.
This is just a nightmare for the Quadro boys, doing everything they can, jumping to keep their feet from the view. You can hear the bullets pinging underneath him. This is like one of those old-timey cartoons where Yosemite Sam is shooting at the feet of Quadro and trying to make him dance, and it's going to force Yacha out.
We gotta save Private Yacha, and indeed, he does drop into the water, saving himself, so that is lucky enough. And now 4AM trying to hold off Curzon. DA throwing a couple nades and smokes to clear the way for his team to rotate inwards, but 4AM on the push. This is 4AM we love and like. They are going in aggressive to pick up those kill points onto Curzon. I think Curzon boys does hear the footsteps long, coming in hard. Takes a headshot onto Marsha. The second spray down will connect, and that's gonna be Curzon out from the game at rank number 12.
Textbook 4AM. You love to see them play like this. Know they have a great position. Capitalize on it. Wipe a team off the board. 5 kills for them. I told you this is going to end right on top of Sun Sister.
This?
I am telling you, this is right. I've been saying it the whole time. Right on top of Sun Sister is where this is going to end. Genji has a fantastic position, though. Genji should be able to farm a ton of kills. They cannot let any team cross those roads. If a team crosses the road, or if 4AM gets underneath them, it could be a problem. Now, Lou might be really surprised to find Sun Sister right in front of him coming up here. Here we go. Can Sun Sister barricade 4AM once again? This time, they might get the better of him. You can see Faye trying to get on top of Lou. They got to bust Lou out of here. They can't let him get a beachhead. Yes, nice job by Sun Sister.
I am losing my mind. Sun Sisters were on the boat, and they decided, okay, the boat is not good enough, so they'll just be swimming on their feet, keep creeping up to their location right now. And there we go. That patience has definitely paid off. Genji holding up the compound front. Forever now is going to come in brave with a nade in his hand. Going to get off the car. The second shoot. The second. Oh my God. 4AM just comes in hot and takes Faye down. And now suddenly Sun Sister is getting pushed out from where they're holding on to. Forever wiping down Faye. Fiacha with the nade will hopefully connect the nade. And that's going to do a little bit of damage. Not too much to connect to a knock.
This caught Sun Sister completely by surprise. I don't think they expected another attempt at a push from 4AM. That Molly is going to get on to Forever.
That Molly!
So he's going to knock him. You know, jumping doesn't prevent you from burning. Sorry, Forever. It isn't going to work this time. Wayless comes up. He's going to get Kendeath. One more member here for Sun Sister. Fiachan trying to get it. Pio comes out. Finishes them off. Nice job by Pio. He might pay. C's putting some damage. I think Pio's going to be able to get back.
And now 4AM out of the game at 8th place. Genji just wanted to take that kill onto 4AM, making everybody's day worse and worse. And now looking towards Tiamba, Yacha does spot Lin Shun. I think he heard the footsteps. And now, does Lin Shun know Yacha's right below his feet? And he does throw a stun grenade to prevent that. He doesn't have any nades to do that, so that's only gonna be a stun. Yacha does look away from that, and now he's gonna recover his view sight.
This game might end before phase 7. Gen G has such a great edge on this particular circle. You can see them just farming kills. This is a really important moment for Quadro. They want to try to eke out as many points as they can, but Tianba has this completely held down. It's actually going to be Anonix who steals it. Tianba can't even get it. This is a huge game for Gen G. VLG trying to set up inside of the ditch. The vehicle blows up, backs off, so they're not going to be able to put it up on top of the hill and use it for cover. And this is looking desperate for Deva.
All I want to say is, Gen G, what are you doing? You're just poking left and right, making everybody's day worse. But Magne with the huge spray down will take M200 out. And Nonix is going to be the one to take the down onto Lin Shun, the last member for Tianba. Lorena is trying his best to survive, but the circle is going to be shifted even harder toward the western side. What are we observing, guys? This is just insane!
The most brutal circle you will ever see. Pio taking great advantage of it, the backside of this hill. He's got to be careful with Detonation Gaming White. Can he get one? The spray is good. Aqua 5 giving him some help. He's going to have to back off behind his vehicle, reload his gun. C's trying to do everything and anything to keep Pio at bay. If he can get the knock onto Pio, somebody might be able to break through and take Gen G out, but for right now, he's a little afraid, and he hears some shooting on his right. He doesn't want to let anyone get over from that side.
I feel like phase 7 is going to be it. All the teams have to rotate in, but Gen G and Detonation Gaming White are a little bit lucky as they're having 1 feed still inside the white circle. So this is only phase 6, guys. 5 teams alive, 11 members alive and well. So GEX is on the rotation. Aqua 5 wants to take a beat down, and Nonix will take down Yan Lee. Loki with the spray down will be not quite accurate, but that's going to be Aqua 5 and Nonix to finish off Yan Lee. And Pio from the other side will take Okui from Detonation Gaming White. So Gen G, just take your kills left and right, gathering those points so they can secure the 3rd spot for the buy-in.
They want nothing to do with anybody else right now. They want Chai Wei out of this building. A bunch of damage coming through. The Molly's going to be a little off target, but they have a pretty good idea of where Chai Wei is going to be hiding based on his movement. It is 4 still for Gen G. Now, there are a couple members of other teams, Tianba, and it's going to be Detonation Gaming White sneaking around the coast. But once Gen G finishes this one off, turn around the right hand to your side. There you go. 10 kills for Gen G.
Jesus Christ, Gen G finally showing what they're capable of. This is the Gen G we want to see, right? Like the roster of Gen G is the exact same roster from the Nations Cup. And, you know, they pulled off a lot of strings to take the kills, and now finally the effort is showing off. In the meantime, Lorena on the complete other side of the circle will find a little spot to take a chill break and, you know, have a face away from all these battles going on.
Now, why is the game quiet now? Normally, phase 6 is when the game is popping off. All of a sudden, we're sitting here just like, all right, well, now let's see who, like, you know, we're playing chicken with the last 2 members here, Lorena and I think that's C's over there for Detonation Gaming White. Now it slows down. Now we just kind of wait because nobody wants to reveal themselves. Neither Lorena or C's wants to be that guy who's going to get out in 3rd place instead of 2nd if they can so help it based on what the circle does. Pio's going to flank wide out to the left, so he wants to see what he can seize.
This is a true bro moment. Like the water inside the circle, that is just insane. 4 seconds away to reveal the next circle, and let's take a look what's going to happen. And bro, you serious? Bro, like this. I'm pretty sure somebody who set up the room missed one setting. I just gotta say this, dude. Like, this is insane.
This is so. The only caveat to the setting, the circle settings, is that the last circle can't have water in it.
Right.
So this one is going to shift northeast. It just has to. But as long as it's all land, so this is about as brutal of a circle as you get. This is as far to a coast as you can get with any circle. I haven't seen one like this in quite some time.
I feel like Gen G's not even gonna try to take the kills and rather like have these 2 fight in Colosseum. You know, like, okay, it's Lorena versus SCS. You guys take the 2nd spot, 3rd spot, whatever, but the 1st is gonna be ours. So they're not gonna be playing quite aggressive. Rather, they're gonna be holding on to what they're holding on to, since they do know it's 4 versus 1 versus 1 or 4 versus 2, whatever. Like, these pro players are really good at counting, so they have a pretty decent idea of what's happening with whoever's left in the lobby. So they're gonna be playing this one passive. They don't want to overextend. They don't want to get caught pants down. So
yes,
that's gonna be that.
Yeah, Lorena is going to be the benefactor of this next circle because he can kind of wait just a little bit longer potentially than C's. I think C's most likely, based on where this next circle shifts, is going to be a little further out of it. I think it's most likely going to be just kind of stay towards Lurena. PO is going to drive out. This is positioning and a little bit of bait. It's a little bit of both here. Seeing if he can bait anybody to try to shoot him. You can see Anonix very well aware that somebody should be over there. If you're Gen G, you know people are on the edges of this. You just know it.
Is PO continuously gonna drive? Like, I'm hoping that PO runs over any of these two players. I'm just waiting for the moment, but it's not gonna happen just yet, as he does have that sixth sense to spot any players looking towards him.
Yeah, he's pretty aware of something going on over there. They know the terrain. This one's not too complicated. It's a coast with a beach. There's not a whole lot going on there. A little bit of utility being thrown. Again, this is just bait, just seeing if they can get somebody to come out, pick up a free kill, and not lose anybody themselves. Gen G doesn't want to give up any points if they can so help it. That's their whole goal right now. Or, just have some fun with it. Heck, it's been a crazy circle. Might as well just enjoy it.
Now, the next circle pops. It's going to be shifted inland, as you have mentioned. Now, Loki and Alka 5 on the run towards Lurena. Lurena doesn't want this to happen, but he's going to be waiting. The car goes right in his face! Oh my god! Loki with the car will drive right over Lurena. Tianva out at third place. Jesus Christ! What is this? I was waiting for this, Peterson. I was waiting for this.
Unbelievable. I think C's is going to drown himself. I think C's has had enough of this game. I think he's like, you know what? I got
give
my
up.
second.
I concede.
We're done.
As soon as
This is
I
over.
concede this game.
This is probably this is actually my favorite game of PUBG I think I've ever casted. I mean, the phase game at PGC was amazing in terms of just hype in a moment, but in terms of just sheer hilarity and in just
my face is red.
I know. I'm crying. I'm laughing. I'm like, my face, my makeup is gonna smear. I'm laughing and crying so much. Gen G takes it. Finally, a chicken dinner for them in one of the most bizarre games you are ever gonna see. My friends, stay tuned. There's still one more game to go here. I don't know if we can live up to that one. It is almost all said and done here for PCS Asia charity event. We are going to be crowning Tianba as your winners at this point. No one can really catch them, but we still have a lot to play for in the positions below it. So stay tuned, everyone. We will be back shortly with the final match of the day.
Only right.
That's it.
Nice.
Is it enough?
How many kills? I have 8. How many kills?
4. I have
4. 14.
Did we do it? Did we?
Did we? Did we?
The car is gonna be coming right here, and everybody is just waiting. And there we have it.
5시 지역, 서클의 5시 지역에 붙어있는 두 팀인데
위키드가 욕심이 좀 많아요. 봤어요. 인디고 맞고.
네.
Arena, I guess you would call it. Tagged up once, tags up 2. Secure this entire side of the circle, finds the third. What a hell! Oversprayed. Rubbed over the roof, it's gonna bounce up and over. Somehow no kill confirmed on that one either. They don't know about Iroh's position. They have no idea that there's one inside. That one's gonna bounce up and over and take him down. He's gonna have to hop off the roof. Vard is tagged up. Vard finds one more. Great shooting. Molotov's thrown forward now as well. Now they have to back off and run the hell out of here. Iroh finds one, and that's the third kill.
不要慌。当然还是得看后续。这个起来了，被空在了。
Imaju lijepu poziciju ovdje, Marv radi dosta damage-a, međutim neće on moći ovo vjerojatno priđeti. Kako?
Down as well. Spots one first face. Takes one to the face, falls down immediately after 20 bullets left. Get this. Tried to stay alive and don't Molotov yourself. And now he jumps off, catches AC Res and a healing, and he gets him. 2. Full wide, I think. Valius. Oopsie doopsie. There's a lot of flashbacks. What? How much do you want to ruin his eyes? Stop throwing flashbangs, guys! That's 7 flashbangs. They threw flashing orange. Orange finds one. He's gonna go down on return, but at one.
하니까 체력이 너무 없다. 바로 내려. 김치.
숨은 쉬어야죠. 그쵸?
오시는 못 줘도 커피는 주고 싶네요.
KT!
Get a kill here, shall we? Oh, I would love to see it, Memo. Do it. Do it. No way!
폭감 3킬.
복감은 3킬. 포기 없죠, 근데. 자, 하지만 나는 근접 최고의 스페셜리스트 언더다. 가자. 와. 오! 1러. 오지네투스.
É contra o seu parceiro de equipe Memel, Nandinho. Olha a granadinha do mistério. Tacou. O quê? Lá em cima. O quê?
A little bit more time to develop here in El Azhar than the one did in Montego, but KJ.
Great angle for KJ to hold, knowing full well that over to his west, he's gonna get another big plays here coming from Sadie's to Noardra, but they are absolutely dominating. They get another one.
さあこちらはエレメント36移動中ではありますがどうだHello どうだ
와! 김건희! 90픽! 설마요? 와! 김건희! 자, 일단 HVC já avistou primeiro, tá toma cuidado, avistou primeiro, meteu bala.
And welcome back, everyone, to the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. One more game to go, and if you guys missed out on that last game, you missed one of the craziest, most entertaining PUBG esports matches you will find. Go back and watch it. Gen G comes out on top with 21 points, 11 kills. Fantastic job by them to navigate that insane circle. Detonation Gaming White, C's doing a great job holding out until the end. Tianba getting third, props to them, holding down the northern part of South George, and then working around the edge and getting run over by Loki in a hilarious manner. What a game, but Tianba at this point looks like they're going to put up 200 points in 20 games. They're going to average over 10 points a game, it's feeling like.
199 points. One more point and they'll be in that 200 mark. LYG Gaming coming in second with 142. Gen G is actually going to be the third with 126 points. And now let's talk about the three Korean teams I was talking about before. Gen G Quadro is in a pretty safe spot. Elemental Mystic sitting at 111 points. But if Ghibli does pick up any wins or even any kill points, they're at 102. So they can definitely top off 111 easily. So Elemental Mystic and Ghibli, they have to try hard. But Entis at this point and Griffin, they are out of the league, I have to say. I don't think they have any chance to stand it off. But let's take a look at the kills and the damages. Lin Shun from Tianba, 36 kill points. 36 kill points from a player we're talking about. 7,020. What are we looking at, guys? Oh, bro, 7,200. That's enough to kill 72 people, boys. So Lin Shun just dishing out damage left and right, up and down, being one of the craziest dealers for Tianba. But for kills, Tian comes in second too. Let's take a replay. Let's take a look at the replay from Lorena at the beach here. One of the moments.
Wait, I want to hear his reaction to this because this is hilarious.
说不定还得泡着。对呀。露了个头。你先死，兄弟。本地决定先杀你，是吧？来了。
Even the players are like going crazy. Oh my god,
that's incredible. Absolutely incredible stuff here. You just love to see it.
But you know what's even better? Lorena was in the third place, saving his whole team Tianba to pick up even more points. Because even if they were like out in the 16th place, Tianba would still be at a strong number 1 spot. So just adding a little bit more to save his team from having hassles. Coming to the final match of today and final match of the tournament. Guys, match number 5 will be game number 20, which is the last game of PCS Asia Charity Showdown. So guys, please, if you do scroll down, there is a button where you can click and you can donate your couple cents lying in your PayPal for all good deeds. The money will be added to the money that's going to be donated through the charity, $100,000. So if you have a couple cents laying around, please do scroll down. Please click the button and please use it for the good deeds. But in the meantime, we are going to be piggybacking off of the Korean stream once again, so we're going to be seeing the cams from the Korean players. Sorry for if you guys are the fans of other countries' teams. That's just one thing I wanted to say.
We get Korea here as we are broadcasting from Seoul, South Korea for this one, and EM they're in a good mood. They should be. They're pretty well ahead of VLG in terms of that third place position we've been talking about a bunch here. That's really important for the Korea team. So just a reminder, top 3 Korea teams in this event, no matter where they finish, automatically qualify for PCS Series 1 event that's coming up in just not too long from now as the qualifiers start right again tomorrow here in Korea. So EM at 111 points, VLG at 96. So VLG has quite a bit of work to do. A win and a lot of kills is going to get them ahead of EM if EM doesn't do anything. Entis and Griffin basically out of it. They're going to have to fight through the group stage to qualify for that next event, it's looking like.
But guys, we are going to be moving into the final match of the day, Erangel match number 5. This is going to be the big moment where Tianba gets thrown number 1. And after this match, we are going to figure out which Korean teams look to buy into the next PCS Asia match coming up.
Excited for this one, guys. Get out there on social media and let everybody know that the final game is happening. Tell them to come on in here and check it out. If it's anything like that last game, it's going to be a lot of fun. Now, this is a brutal plane path. We might get the military finish. Might be the military finish, ladies and gentlemen. It could definitely happen. This one very, very south. So waiting to see if there's any fighting over the vehicles or anything like that early on, or if anybody tries to troll around a little bit. Tianba's just going to go right up that western road. I think I think Tianba's okay with where they are. So
let me take a wild guess. It's gonna be a military base circle.
Yes.
But with a little tweak, it's gonna shift to the cliff.
The cliff?
The cliff.
Whoa. You mean over by
down
the
south?
radar? Oh, the down south cliff.
Yeah.
Ooh.
That's gonna be the most brutal circle.
I haven't seen one down there ever.
Not
outside of pubs. I've had one end like there's that compound that has the sushi
yeah,
over way on the south. I've had one end down there. And
there's like 7 different houses in the compound.
That was
too,
absolutely
right?
nuts. There's like three. It's like another house and a shack, I think.
Yeah. But we're going to be looking at Gen G flying over towards Multipower. I think now at this point in the tournament to end everything up, I think Gen G's decision to just back off from South George was definitely a smart decision as they are definitely granting themselves a buy-in for the next tournament coming up.
Yeah, we ping-ponged around this idea a bunch, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yes, baby. Although this one's a 50-50. Brutal circle again. Oof. This is fun, ladies and gentlemen. I am absolutely loving this. We ping-ponged around with Gen G. It just feels like they've been so roller coaster for us. They did pretty good in the first week, right? I think they were like 3rd coming out of the first week or 4th. Something not bad. Then 2 days ago, on Friday, they were not good. And then today they were mostly not good. And then all of a sudden they have a great rotations, by the way.
Perfect.
We gotta talk about what Gen G did in that one. Because they started Multipower, came around the southern end of the circle, won a little bit of some skirmishes down there to propel themselves ahead of some other teams, including Luminous Stars Gaming and Griffin, who were fighting. They get up into those compounds, they take a great position in that circle, and end up coming through with the win. And yeah, they could do some stuff here. There's still 2nd place in sight. It is still possible if they can get another win.
But shout out to Subsidite. Welcome to Korea, guys. It's not Korea if you can't end this with this 50-50 circle, so that's going to be that. Melofo taking a bunch of damage. I don't know where it took it from. Probably from shots that were dropping down from the chutes. I don't know. Maybe running his car into a tree.
Yeah, it's most likely he ran into some terrain.
Yeah.
Hurt himself.
He's going to be down at half HP. Total rankings, Tiamba, strong number 1. Nobody can beat him at this point. Unless somebody just goes rage mode and takes like 50 kills. But LYG coming in 2nd. Gen G will take back once again their 3rd spot into this tournament. Kill rankings, Tiamba players, Tian Lin Shen taking number 1 and 2. Wayless from 4 AM, the owner of 4 AM, will take number 3. So 4 AM definitely stepping up their game indeed to show any players, show any hints of signs of signals of life in them for sure. Looking over towards LYG, farming the military base of pretty decent loot. You can get easy level 3 bags, level 3, what do you call those, vests?
Vests.
Yeah. For your defense, for your own defense.
See my vest, made from real gorilla chest. Any Simpsons fans out there?
But Tiamba is going to be farming up towards South Georgia as the circle is going to be quite brutal to them in terms of rotation. I think they could be getting up some tin cans and, hopefully hopping onto a boat and rotate. They could be rotating through a boat from South Georgia, or they could just rotate in towards Primorsk, can find any boats laying by the seaside. So it's their choice. Anything could happen. They still have 30 seconds and bunch of movement time to work with. Lorena's going to be in the cart to rotating in down south as well. Griffin already in the boat. 2Tap's going to be going for that chill ride towards military base.
Yeah, this is the great thing about dropping Primorsk is if it is a military circle, you have easy access.
Right.
Not often anymore is somebody going to camp some of these beaches and other things. I wonder if Griffin made sure there were no boats left around Primorsk, because a lot of times I'm seeing teams do this in competitive where they know that a team like what Tiamba's doing coming around the west coast, they're going to want to get a boat of their own, so you want to make sure that there's no other boats available. What I'm really interested to see is what Gen G is going to do here. Since they dropped Mill to Power, are they going to 50-50 split it? Maybe send PO or somebody over to Novo to try to establish themselves over there, or are they just going to wait on their half and then try to make it work, get a boat and just wait and see if it does cut north? Because this one is basically 50-50.
In the meantime, Entesa is going to be setting up a little trap here towards GEX. I think one player just ran over right away, and Chai Wei is on the run with the buggy. Indigo takes the shot open towards Chai Wei. Connects a couple shots, takes him down to half HP, but not going to be enough for a knock. So GEX gets a bye and survives this trap from Entis.
For now. We'll see if Entis can do something else. I think they're going to back off of it. Yan Li coming in to group up with his other member. It's Chai Wei up there as the rotation coming through for them to get up and in underneath the Entis boys, who they're already trying to get that bridge established. They want to make sure they're the first ones across it, and they should be, as Quadro is running on foot. They've already established themselves onto the military island coming from Milta. Of course, you would expect that they should be one of the first ones to come over. And now they're just running around in the hills, waiting for that next circle.
4AM's position is quite interesting. They're gonna hold on to the little bathroom up top of the hill. Actually, that's pretty decent because, like, depending on where the circle shifts, they could just use the car and drop into the ocean and start swimming to the military base. Otherwise, they're gonna be holding on to the high ground so they can look down towards wherever they want to look at and take shots towards wherever they want to open up towards. But in the meantime, 2 minutes 40 seconds away till the circle zones in and we can see the next circle. I think since Entis is gonna be out from the contesting for the top 3 positions, I think at this point they might be setting up a bridge camp. You never know.
Why not?
Why not? At this point, just pepper down anybody just crossing the bridge.
Have some fun with it. Oh boy.
Yeah.
Quadro and VLG have similar ideas on where they want to end up, but Luminous Stars already ahead of them. 1 down for Carl. Carl backs off because he took some damage. Wasn't quite confident to keep holding that particular angle. Yacha trying to work in, but Carl's already backed off. Over to VLG. They are wrapping around this fight. They hear it going on. Going to be interesting to see if VLG wants to third party this or not. VLG needs points. So if I'm VLG, I'm pretty keen on trying to get involved in this fight, quite frankly.
So I think they're counting on how many knocks are happening. If they do see more than 2 players being knocked out from each team, VLG will run in to take the second bite onto whoever's left. Monsters up top of the hill will take the shot, but the Quadro player will be keen enough to take prone on right next to the fence to not take any more shots. The nades flying through will damage the cars instead. D-Lex with a pretty decent spray down. Will connect a couple shots, but not going to be a headshot, so that's not going to be a knock. Nades being thrown out. WMB doesn't notice this. Is that going to be a... Oh, that's going to be a thrown a little off far, so that's not going to connect. Very disappointing.
I thought that grenade was good. Oh, but WNB is going to get Yoa. Yacha comes in, sets him on the floor. What else does Quadro have? That vehicle blows up, and that will be a finish onto WNB with the Scar. As 2 members knocked for Quadro, but a lot of times since they're the first knocks. Rez coming through. Yacha holding the angle, making sure no one comes in and messes up the Rez. Monsters trying to come down a hill. Having a little bit of vehicle issues there. Loki gets spotted out on his own by Curzon. Oh no, Loki. Loki, there is nothing he can do here except try to get his teammates to come and help. By time, he cannot. He is going to go down. Pio's trying to put some shots in the backs of Curzon, but they isn't good enough. He is just a little bit too far out. Does some damage, but it is not just quite enough yet.
Loki tried everything he could at his own right to save himself from all this aggression coming through from Curzon, but apparently Curzon was just a little bit more aggressive than Curzon had thought. Pio was putting in some supporting shots, but that wasn't enough to stop Curzon from taking the final kill onto Loki. And now, with the kill in hand, they're going to be happily moving away from Loki. Pio will join up with his team to get into the boat.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate a bit for Loki. I don't think Gen G was expecting somebody to come down to there because there aren't boats there. Okay, we're definitely military. At least we're not still 50-50. At least this lets everybody know where this is going. Can Gen G survive their boat rotation is going to be the big question. Is Curzon going to make them punish them for trying to do that? Pow Pow trying to punish Tianba. Tianba, though, looks like they did have to opt for the vehicle rotations. No boats available. Pow Pow gets a little bit of damage. Here's what I'm talking about.
DA will take on the wild spray down onto Gen G. Not going to take any shots, but he's going to continue on with the spree. Takes 2 shots in there, damaging whoever in the back was. But it's going to be PH11 as well to add in for the effort. The boat is already smoking almost, I feel like. Maybe down to like a half HP almost, maybe?
Probably. The boats are flimsy. They blow up pretty easy. No, Gen G, not like this.
Not like this. After that perfect game.
But this would be huge for Curzon, by the way. They're sitting at 120 points, only 6 points behind Gen G. Now, their shots are still just a bit wide.
There's fire on the boat.
Yeah,
they are
now
evacuating.
Yeah,
there we go. That's
PO dead. That's Gen G basically dead. I mean, they can maybe swim in. Okay, I take it back. If nobody's watching Novo, they can actually get in. It's not over for Gen G just yet, but Curzon picking up a couple big points. Unfortunately for Curzon, I have no idea what they're going to do. Bridge camp coming out. Oh, the buggy coming on in. Tianba trying to get a grenade onto Rush B Gaming. Rush B's Pow Pow trying to come in behind his teammates for a bit of support. There is a member, Knock G9, trying to jump up on top of the truck, seeing if he can help out his team, but Tianba has Overwatch from both of the hills. However, Tian just a little bit too far ahead. Linshun's going to get Pow Pow. This is bloody between these two teams.
And now Linshun up top of the hill, after taking the flush, will not take a repick. Or is he going to be RPG players are just going to dip there like, okay, we had enough of this. And they're just going to jump off the bridge, taking a bunch of damage, just a little bit actually. And That's going to be Hao Jie left alone on the bridge as a sacrifice. And now Rush B Gaming, they want to take a bite back towards Lin Shun. They do notice Tian Tian and Tianba players were holding on to that hill. And now the spray down from G9 will not be there quite yet. Does land the bullet, not going to be enough. And now Rush B wants to take a push onto Lin Shun, but little do they know, there's M200 on the side for a support. The nade doing a huge amount of damage. We'll take him down to super low HP now. He has to heal off, and Silver's the only one left and well alive. We'll take on the spray down. Not going to connect any of it. M200's on the push from the side. The flank is going to be huge. He does spot out Silver. That's going to be a down. One more is going to be G9. M200 with the flank will take 2 kills onto Rush B Gaming out at 16.
Yeah, nice job there by Tian. And now EM's coming through, getting ripped apart by 4AM. Lash is run over by Kira, finished off. This is disastrous for EM. EM needs some kind of points to keep themselves ahead of VLG so they can qualify for the next PCS. This is Aqua 5, and I think there isn't enough time anymore. I think there's just too much blue in front of them. And Onyx and Aqua 5, maybe they can get to one of the rocks and heal up in time. I'm not sure. I just feel like this might be the end for them. They're going to give it a go, of course, but at the end of the day, when you're stuck out in a boat that far, you're trying to get far enough out to avoid the shots, and of course, if the boat blows up, because teams are good at shooting out boats these days, and well, the Curzon, they're stuck out in the blue. This is the team that did the bad to Gen G, and now they have to eat some blue as they wait. Although nobody's gatekeeping the bridge anymore, though. That 4AM
holds onto the compound.
Yeah.
So if Curzon decides to cross the bridge, they have to turn a hard right. Otherwise, they're going to be running right in front of 4AM. So Curzon, after taking a couple kills onto Gen G, it might be their time to lose a couple members. But I think this is going to be granted enough time for Onyx and Aqua 5 to reach the land and heal off, I think. Or is it going to be just barely not enough?
I think it's just too much. You see, he's ticking a health per second, and he does have a little bit from his meds there, from the boosts. I don't think they can get there. I think it's just going to be short, or they might just get on top with like a sliver of health by Gokuri. Jeez, M200, that was a ridiculous spray from him.
Gokuri will go down, and Curzon does hear the gunshots right across the bridge, so they're slowing down a little bit, but they have to get going. Otherwise, they're going to have to eat more and more and more blue. But 4AM is also waiting at the compound.
Oh.
So this is the moment we are waiting for forever, getting in the car to move his vehicle into a safer spot. So Curzon will actually take a hard right so they can control the edge of this circle coming through. So
you pretty much have to. You can't go straight ahead off that bridge. You pretty much have to go left. Rest in peace, Aqua 5.
Nix has already gone.
It's a little fitting that with the name Aqua 5, you go down in water, I guess. So be it. But Gen G providing some theatrics in the penultimate game of the day, in game number 4. This is the last game of the day, guys, but Gen G...
Aqua Zero.
Aqua Zero, yeah. Gen G out in 15th place. We'll see where they end up in the standings. If Quadro can pick up one more kill, they will tie themselves. I'm not sure where the kill points exactly stand, as they are defending against Sun Sister. Sun Sister now is trying their hand at taking this radar compound. Ooh, Yacha finding a tight angle.
With that slight sliver of angle, he's going to find the headshot to Crazy Sam. Rest of the SST members are going to be moving in for the support. I think they're going to go on for the res. They're not going to pushing in just yet. D-Lax with the AK will hold an angle, will not eat the stun grenade. Sun Sisters will go for the res for sure. Another member flanking from the side will be joined by Fiachen, but Remba from the side will be taking Fiachen down. Long DD will steal the kill though. And now Remba holding onto the compound will take a couple damage, but he does hear the players shooting towards him. And now what's going to happen?
You know, Renba doing a great job here, pre-firing around those corners, using the sound cues to work with the situation he's given. There's still 2 for Sun Sisters. They're really keen on taking this fight. I think Sun Sisters just trying to come out with a little bit of confidence, trying to come out with a bang if they can, but it doesn't help that Luminous Stars Gaming still up on the radar tower mountain, watching down on top of all of this. This is going to be interesting to see how this one pans out. I mean, Quadro's dug in pretty tight. Now, finally, Sun Sister backs off and like, oh, goodness gracious.
But L-Stars will be biting onto Sun Sister, who's trying to get out from their unfortunate succession of events. So, once again, this is gonna be another quite fun game, I would say.
Oh, yeah.
But last match was just insane.
You're never gonna see much like that last game. That is a 1 in a 100,000 PUBG game right there. Just incredible stuff. So, EM, it's up to Kira V. They have 0 points. You really, if you're EM, you really do not want to open the door for VLG. They're still 4 up. VLG has to win this battle against Griffin if they have any hope of potentially coming through. And here we can see a little bit of our real-time tracking as I can see a fight happening between Gex and some other teams out there. Griffin's taking some shots at infantry, it looks like. You can see how everyone tried to do this. I think if I'm going to criticize Gen G just a bit here, I think they should have like either hedged their bets or gone to the military island sooner, meaning not waiting so long for that boat, because you gave Curzon the chance to kind of get there and prevent you from making your rotation. Had you like split like 2-2 or even a 1-3 early, you might have been able to come out of that situation a little better.
Kai spots out Minsung getting in the car, but will not connect to a down. Minsung is trying his best to survive, and he does find himself a little cover, but Kai's on the push. But Minsung is waiting. He's waiting for the angle, so he does take Kai down to super low HP, and now it's Minsung's turn to push out. Kai's gonna take the heal off. I think he has just enough time to take the heal, but no, it's gonna be Minsung to punish him for pushing him to the edge here. Oh, my mouth is like not going.
Punish the push. No,
Punish the push.
Get that alliteration going. All right, here is Asura getting a drink. 2Heart does get monsters. Long DD'd. Well, okay, whatever happened there, not too sure. Didn't see it on camera, so I'm not going to speculate. Hikari shooting down into Asura. Ooh, some good damage being done. Asura just by the skin of his teeth coming through there. And Lambu prone down. VLG trying to get any points they can. Again, 0 for them. They need a win, basically, to come through with this, and a lot of kills, so it's not looking good.
Maps from the side will shoot up towards there, and 2Heart as well will take it straight down to the smoke. Hikari takes a bit of damage, but the smoke is still there to provide the cover for him, the needed cover for the heal off. Lambu just waiting for the moment. He's been just sitting down, proning there, waiting for his moment to take the shot. Not gonna take the shot just yet once again, and now looking over towards Quadro. They're gonna be controlling the edge of the circle, but this uphill outside of this compound is not going to be part of the zone, so they're going to have to move inwards. And now Curzon as well. They somehow moved in successfully, not losing a single member, so they're smiling as well.
Curzon, the masters of dangerous rotations in this tournament. This is a problem for Quadro. Griffin's on the bottom end of this road, so it makes this rotation that they want to do very, very difficult. Smokes or something need to come down. Yowook has a bolt action. You don't see that too much. 2Heart is going to get a knock onto Lambu, so that's nice. But that is not the team that is doing the most pressure. Asura finally going to go down to Lin from infantry. So a lot of teams trying to fight over this, and Yowook's going to pay the price for trying to bolt. Long is going to put him down relatively quickly. Now it's up to Renba and Dlax as the frontliners for Quadro.
Lambu was paying too much patience, and I think he should have taken the shot, because in the end, Griffin spotted him out, proning down. And that was it for him. And now the center will be yet again the center for the next circle. That's going to be the island being the dead center here. Long will go down to Martian Chun. So Curzon wants in this fight, but Remba's pushing from behind. The flank's going to happen, stealing the kill. And now Dlax and Remba on the push. What can more they do?
Well, they're doing some good job here. Dlax does get wayless. So Quadro, despite losing Yowook, not doing too bad. Linshun still alive for Tianba. 6 kills for them, just padding their lead. This is just a victory lap for the Tianba boys. He's just waiting. No reason, you know, you might as well just, I don't know. It's so, he looks at his feet and he's like, well, nah, I'm just going to wait. I don't even know what to say. There's nothing, it doesn't really matter too much what he does. Ooh, Lou 1. Lou 2?
Lou 3?
Nah, not yet. He backed off.
But Lou with that 3x will take a great spray down onto Dlax, just punishing him for peeking out. You don't see that quite often with a 3x, but Remba is quite accurate with that red dot too. Does damage Lou for a little bit, so he's going to use his first aid kit, get in the car and get going. So Lou gets a bye, and now Quadro has decided to not go in the direction of where Lou is holding on to. And they...
Oof. Martin Chun, one bullet's all you need. Jeez. That is nice shooting from Martin Chun. Really, really, really nifty. I mean, he didn't even try to retap it. He just knew it after he fired it. He's like, yeah, that's good. Kira's still alive. Again, any points that Element Mystic can sneak out of this is great. Yacha's got a bolt now. Okay. And Quadro's like, we're going to bolt.
And we know Kira's a professional at how to hold on to the points, but the Quadro boys are going to spot him out. So Elemental Mystic going out of 10th place. Unfortunate. But Curzon does hear the gunfire. So Marshall wants to take a poke at this. He's going to be coming from behind. Quadra boys are not aware of this. Now Curzon, this is their huge moment.
Curzon playing for position. They know they can leapfrog a couple teams, especially since Gen G went out early and they were the ones who did that. They're very aware of their position. If they can get Quadro as well, who's the other team in front of them, it's perfect for them. They're watching that kill feed very closely. This is exactly what they should do. Sit up on top of this hill. See if you can get something going. Yacha isn't able to get his Car 98 to connect. A grenade is going to find Renba. Deva trying to come over. Deva needs to do absolute magic. I mean, if they're going to leapfrog Element Mystic and be the other team that heads over to the PCS Series 1 finale for Asia. D-Lax is in the blue, shooting at heads, not connecting.
Deva, he's going to be waiting outside in the blue zone patiently, just healing off. He's waiting for his moment that everyone's not paying attention towards where he's located at. So he's going to be waiting and waiting and waiting, just using those medkits. But did that one just pull off in the right time? Does he have enough time to heal this off? Yes, he does. That was very close. I was actually expecting him to die from that, but
it doesn't matter. He's in trouble. He might get one more off here. He still has one more first aid, but I think nobody's looking his way. Wow.
Oh, now LYG in the car is going to be driving. Carrot does see Deva, so he's going to park his car and wait at the rock, I think. Deva's just going to go on the prone to belly down ground. Under on the other side of the map is going to pick fight towards GEX. Entis doing a little better this time around, having all 4 members surviving 22 minutes into the game. Now,
yeah, this is slowed up a lot. There's only 17 alive. It was very, very bloody in the middle of all of this. Under's going to try and get a grenade to get in and roll down the hill. His shooting isn't quite good enough. The shooting from either Chai Wei or his teammate Mao Ye, I'm not exactly sure, they were so close together, was just a little bit better. Something is Curzon has 4 up. Curzon could propel themselves up into 3rd place. I don't think there's enough points available on the board for them to get 2nd, especially since LYG is still alive. I don't want to do the math in my head right now, but both teams still have 4 up, so it could be a fun battle at the end. Kale gets a knock on a Chai Wei. Grenades are coming down. That was just a stun, but this is enough to open the door for Entis as they pick up a few more kills.
Under with the rad spray down. But it's going to be Sungjang to finish off Mao Ye, so that's going to be the end for GEX. And now Curzon. They want to poke at Entis too. They're playing with the map, as Paperthin has mentioned. They do hear the spray downs, and they do see on the kill feed that a team just has been eliminated. So Curzon wants to poke at this. They are controlling the area where Entis wants to rotate in towards that. So 59 seconds until the next zone pops up. Curzon is holding on to a pretty decent area of this current circle. So whatever the next circle is going to be, Curzon is going to be holding on to a location that they could rotate in towards.
Yeah, absolutely. This is a nice position for Curzon for sure. This is going to be a fun finish. I feel like we have a lot of teams with 4 still up. Somehow somebody on Sun Sister still alive from the chaos that was happening over by the radar tower. And the grenades coming through. Curzon and Entis might square off a bit. LYG, I think, content to just hang out on their side of the circle. There's no one anywhere really that close to them other than the surviving member of Sun Sister, which I think is Kendes. So this one going to slow up just a bit because the next circle isn't here yet.
Now, 4 versus 4 versus 4. This is a toe-to-toe-to-toe. Any team that gets a beatdown first might be the one to go out first. So all teams playing this one very carefully, but the circle is going to take a shift towards the western side. LYG holding on to the bottom, Entis holding on to the western side. Curzon has a pretty good control towards the north and the east side. Wherever these teams rotate, they don't want to face the other team first. They don't want to be the opening for this battle.
No, nobody wants to start this fight if they can help it. You want to try to catch the other team kind of over-aggressing or trying to get a little too far outside of this next circle, which does favor Curzon and Element Mystic. So Entis has to be careful because this is going to force LYG up into them most likely, is how this position could play out. And then if Curzon takes advantage of it, Curzon could pick up quite a few points from this. They're tied with Gen G, but they're down in the total number of kills. Gen G has more kills. So right now, Gen G has that tiebreaker. But really all Curzon needs to do, survive a little bit longer, pick up another kill, and they will leapfrog into that 4th place, giving them just a little bit more cash.
And now, just a minute away from the next circle. Entis still waiting patiently. LYG, they have to move into the circle, so they're going to be the ones to have to move in first. Kendesu just waiting patiently in the ground, just hoping that more teams get eliminated so he can burn more points. And Curzon as well is not going to be acting out just yet.
Yeah, definitely Kendes is never going to move until he has to. Nobody's even considering that he's in the position he is. It'll just, somebody might stumble across him, or one way or another he might get them, or they might see him. Kale gets the opening shots onto Migo, so that's going to kind of alert these teams to what is the situation. And I think for Entis, they probably know they're sandwiched right now, and they've got to be pretty careful, though. Although LYG is kind of spreading out towards the other side. LYG didn't like that angle that they were getting. They felt like the position for Entis was just ever so slightly better, maybe a little more cover, and now they are going into Kendes.
LYG will try to rotate on the opposite end of where Entis is holding on to, and that's going to be Kendesu being spotted out because of that. SST going out at 4th place, but a better performance indeed, I would say, for Sun Sisters. They weren't having their best days coming into this tournament, so ending this match in number 4, ending the final match in number 4, I think Sun Sisters definitely has done their best to do this. And now Entis firing up towards Curzon. The circle being still the dead center, so it's going to be an easy rotation for all of these teams. Not too much of an area to work with as all of these teams are spread out towards the edge. No one's controlling the dead center as it's probably going to be the lowest ground, I feel like.
Yeah, it's kind of a do-si-do. You're trying to work around the other teams, trying not to be the ones that engage first or overcommit or lose that first member. You're kind of dancing back and forth, kind of pushing against the other team's side, seeing if they move. If they don't, you back off, and you're just spinning around in circles. Round and round we go. It's a merry-go-round of sorts, although they're not moving too much, just a little bit here and there.
Now, 5 seconds until the next circle starts moving. Curzon is still holding on to decent ground. Entis actually is going to be rotating a little bit downwards where LYG is going to be holding on to. And now, the teams will start to face each other. This is the moment. Entis is going to be dishing out a couple smokes to clear a couple angles that could be taking shots at them.
Yeah, it's everybody just trying to set up for this next circle. It actually is a bit more exposed in the middle of this than the edges. A lot of these teams are getting kind of forced out from these nice little positions they were able to hide behind. Under going to find himself a crate and get a little bit of extra gear. I'm not sure what. I don't think he didn't get an AUG out of it. I don't see it in his hand because he still got his M4.
Something.
Yeah, he probably just passed on whatever it was, if it was a Groza or something. If it was a Groza, I would have loved to see him pick it up and just try to do something with it, because that's just hilarious. But whatever gun was in there wasn't to his liking. But the level 3 gear, at least, is going to be nice, especially for a front man like Under.
So Entis going for the 1-3 split here, leaving Indigo alone in the back. If he gets spotted out, though, that's going to be dangerous. The nade going onto DA will only damage him for 22, not much more than that. And now, Entis boys rotating down towards the bottom. And there we go. That was what I'm talking about. Indigo being spotted out by something, and that just opens the whole behind angle for Entis now.
Good spray from something, too. Now, DA does get taken down by Carrot. So the do-si-do continues. The ring around the rosy here. Entis taking some damage in their exchanges with LYG. Now PH tries to get a spray, isn't able to control it well enough. The DA is going to get finished. Martin Chun going to get knocked by the blue. Probably took a little bit of damage before that. This is Sungjong trying to get some shots in. It's going to be a knock here. Kale finds Maps, takes Maps down. Sungjong trying to get a grenade in. Going to cook it up and over. All of a sudden, LYG is just dusted by Curzon out of nowhere. Entis on the aggression now. They're trying to finish this one.
Sungjong and Kale, the last ones to be alive, and suddenly the circle is going to be the helper for Entis. OG and Entis finally stepping up their game, taking their chicken.
Wow. I mean, a good note to end on for OGN. A disappointing match for them, a tournament for them overall, but something to hang your head on. Some work to be done by the OGN boys going forward, and some confidence to be built, but congratulations to them to take our final game of the PCS Asia Charity Showdown. That was it. What a tournament this was. I think Curzon might have gotten up into 3rd place. I'm not sure, or 4th. It's going to be interesting to see where they end up on the final leaderboard, but good final game from them. They bopped Genji out of the way. That was a team ahead of them. They kind of scuffled a bit with Quadro, and then they were able to come through and get a nice 2nd place.
We're going to be seeing the leaderboard in just a short amount of time ahead, but Tiamba will definitely be in the 1st spot. So Tiamba actually gets to choose where the $100,000 will be donated to. But if you do scroll down a bit,
Let's give them a proper. Your 2020 PCS Asia Charity Showdown champions, Tianba.
All right, there you go. Yep. Well, that's a proper one. But these are the highlights from match number 5. But in the meantime, if you do scroll down a bit, there's a button where you can click and you can donate your money too. If you have a couple cents lying in your PayPal account, please do so, because that's going to be added to where Tianba is going to donate their $100,000 to at.
Yep, everything going for a good cause there, as you can watch some of the highlights from the final match of the game, as Entis doing a fantastic job getting the over on top of GEX. And then they just go through. Curzon wiped LYG in an instant, in an absolute instant. And then that's just the door is open for OGN. Great job by Curzon, though, to come out at the end strong. Same with OGN Entis. You love to see it, as we are getting close to wrapping this day up. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. It was a fantastic day today, a fantastic tournament all across all the regions, not just Asia. APAC was wonderful.
APAC was great.
Great casting by Zenix and Elfish Guy. What a tournament from them. And EU, I mean, Sims and Banzi, what else can you say? They're fantastic. The desk over there, fantastic. Toby, Avenger, and Kalaris there. Just awesome, awesome stuff. And then in NA, there's so many of you over there. I'm trying to, like, go all down the list. All right, wait. Toffees, Cammy, Poro, Godspeed, Matchroom, Clover.
That's it?
Is that it?
I
bet I'm missing somebody because there's so many over there in NA. And I'm going to feel real bad. Oh, Hypoc.
There we go.
I do not want to forget Hypoc. Everybody doing such a great job covering all these events. A lot from home. We're fortunate enough to be able to come down here because things are
a little better in South Korea.
Yes, things seem to be pretty okay here now. We seem to have done a really good job battling this. So, but the most important thing is you guys, the fans at home, thank you so much for watching. You guys are wonderful. We had such a fun time interacting with you guys when we had some breaks and other things when we could. The games were incredible. The support you guys are giving us is wonderful. Keep supporting us. There's, again, the Korean qualifiers for the next PCS event. The Series 1 starts tomorrow, 6 p.m. Korea time. Join us. We'll be here.
So 6 p.m. Korean time is just 1 hour prior to the Asian Charity Showdown start time. So if you have a couple hours, that free time, definitely drop by and watch us.
I don't care if you have free time or not. You're coming and watching. Don't think you're getting away from us. You're coming. Korea PUBG, incredible stuff. If you haven't had a chance to just sit down and watch it, you saw some of the teams here today going against some incredible China teams. Hats off to China. You guys were incredible this tournament. Way to step up. But the Korea teams are nuts. The lobbies are crazy. You guys really want to make sure you tune in for that.
It's a stacked lobby, not just for this Asia Charity Showdown, but the stacked lobby for the group stages coming to the PCS Asia Korea qualifiers.
Yes.
So definitely tune in. It's gonna be a fun action coming through.
Lots of fun. If today was anything, you guys see that Korean circles are nuts. They're always crazy. I don't know what it is about Korea, but they get the most
match number 4.
Nutty circles. Match number 4 today. If you guys were just tuning in, go back and watch match number 4 on the day. It was one of the wildest PUBG finishes you will ever see. Just so much fun. This is why we love this stuff. And yeah, again, hats off to China and Tianba for playing incredible. Curzon, I got to give you guys a ton of credit. You blew me out. You blew my mind with how well you played, with how patient you guys are, with how smart you guys are. Really, really impressive stuff from you. Genji, of course, a little disappointing at times, but overall came through and kind of gave us. They gave us something to kind of hang a hat on. Quadro, I thought, played very well. Consistent, and I'm really happy about that because that's a team that I've been always hoping will eventually step up and do things from Korea. Tons of LYG. Masters of Miramar.
They kind of resemble Buriram in a sense.
Yeah, a bit. And then Navi as well. Navi from Navi, man. They're so good right now on Miramar.
Wrecking Miramar in the EU scene.
They had a 19-kill win the other day. What?
You can't do that.
That's not okay. That's like a third of the lobby. That's not fair. Come on now. A lot of really good teams stepping up here today. I think a little bit disappointing from Infantry, but I think there's some things going on behind the scenes there that make things a little tricky. Luminous Stars, okay. I think a lot of people had higher expectations for them coming into this. 4AM, okay. Not their best, not their worst. Okay.
For Infantry, they have their reason. Longsker was out of the roster for the first couple days, but after his roster being added back to the roster, then their performance got a little better, I would say.
Yeah.
But still a little disappointing. For 4 a.m. though, they started this tournament with just like I don't even know how many points, but like they were down at the bottom half of the roster, bottom half of the leaderboard. But coming to the week number 2, they started doing better.
They were quietly consistent. We didn't see a lot of them on screen necessarily, but they were picking up kills here and there, doing good jobs working the edges of the circle, which you would kind of expect. They like to be aggressive. They pick their fights well a lot when they're able to. So it was not the best 4 a.m. performance, but not the worst by any stretch of the imagination. Well, that was a blast. I'm almost drained from game number 4. I lost so much of my energy.
I think I devoted half my soul into game. You guys probably heard me shouting like I can't say the term, but
mad person.
Mad person.
There you go.
But that drained half my energy away, so I'm gonna have to recover to get back into the Korean qualifiers.
All right, well that starts tomorrow, 6 p.m. Korea Standard Time. Once again, we have been Paper Thin and Bench. Thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. Asia coming up soon here for PCS. You guys are wonderful. Take care, everybody. We'll see you around.